Where do you go when you don't want to do your work?
The gym? The store? The mall?
I just robbed a bank. Wrong. You tune in to the After Hours Show.
What's up? This is Kesha.
Robin Thicke.
Justin Timberlake.
Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
This is Eminem.
That's right. Check the show out at theafterhourshow.com. You've heard the After Hours Show on the radio.
I love it.
Awesome!
Fun. Now, for the first time, you can see what goes on inside the studio. This might be a bad idea. We're bringing the After Hours Show to YouTube, and we want you to be a part of the movement. If you heard it on the radio, then you could see it on our channel. The After Hours Show is growing, and we invite you to become a part of all the great things we have to offer. So head over to YouTube and subscribe to After Hour Comedy right now.
The After Hours Show is an FM studio production and is intended for a mature audience. That being said, sit back and strap your asses in, because it is time for the After Hours Show.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light
what so proudly we hailed?
At the twilight's last gleaming, and I will always love you.
Phone lines will be open at 603-217-5737. Call in now.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the After Hours Show. Mark Hamill here from After Hour Comedy, and it is still just me right here. Mundane is still moving into his place, getting some things ready to go, and I kind of cut it really close tonight. I'm not even going to lie to you. Like, I'm over here scrambling around. I'm trying to get things all set up and whatnot, and I just made it in the nick of time, so we're good to go, and we've got a full show for you. I was literally pulling everything, and it's going to work kind of the same way that it did last week. So what we're going to do, we're going to go through the show. We've got a lot of stuff to kind of get through. We're going to talk about the news. We're going to talk about what is called the Mandela effect. Mandela. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but that is pretty much, if you have ever, and the biggest example is the Bernstein Bears or the Berenstain Bears, or however you would say it. Like, some people swear that when they were growing up, it was Bernstein. Some people swear that it was spelled totally different growing up, Berenstain or whatever it was. That's the Mandela effect, right? Like, glitches in time. So we're going to talk about that. And then we're also going to be I'm going to pull a flashback where we talked about The Wizard of Oz last week. I finally pulled it. I found it. I had to go through a bunch of different weeks of kind of footage. And we're going to go back and we're going to take a look at when we played a game that we called the Porno Roundtable. And it's not actually showing anything. So what it actually is, I read a movie description, and then LaRocco and Mundane had to come up what that porn parody would be, but they also had to guess the movie. So I'm taking a look at the chat. I see Jen in the chat, and I see on YouTube Extreme Room 7U7. What's going on? Welcome to the show, guys. And then the end of the show, we're going to go into earworms. We've done this before, but we're going to do it again. There's some new ones. It's been a while. Earworms are just songs that are really, really catchy. So what that means is like a song that, whether it's on a kid's show, whether it's a video game, whether it's just whatever, it's a song that's going to get stuck in your head. We put together a whole list of them, and we're going to go over that at the end of the show. So we've got a lot of stuff. I see Kenny in there. Kenny's like, I heard porn. Yeah, we're going to be going back, and we'll take a look at the Porno Roundtable. So that being said, let's head over to afterhourcomedy.com. Let's get into the news. We have a lot of stuff here. Now, the biggest change really is that everything on the website is free now. So we got rid of the subscription. Declassified is free. What was the VIP show is free. Now it's just called Web Exclusives or something like that. But if you hover over the listen/watch tab, it'll, site exclusive videos. That will pretty much go. And now those are free for everyone. You have Declassified as well. But everything is free. So go check it out when you guys have time. Now let's go down to a news video. This is one that's kind of, it's something that you're going to hear a lot of. It was a big deal. I think it was like a little girl that was getting kidnapped or something like that. And then from that, she used like some kind of hand signal and it saved her life. I guess this is a TikTok thing, but here's the video.
Do you know what this hand gesture means? Well, you should, and now you do, because this means I need help. It's been popularized on TikTok to help victims of domestic violence.
I want to pause and I'm just going to break it down for our radio listeners right there. So like it's if you put your thumb in, like, so if your thumb goes in and it's like kind of in the palm of your hand, but all the other 4 fingers are straight up and down, apparently that's the symbol if you ever need help or if you're getting kidnapped or whatever the case might be. So some little kid did this, someone knew what it meant, and then they got help for this kid. Here's the story again.
And when a teenage girl flashed that hand signal to a passing car, Amber Cagliano says they knew just what to do. They called the cops.
It's the hand signal that could save your life. A teenager was in a car driven by her accused kidnapper when she flashed a gesture to a passing motorist who immediately recognized it as a symbol for a woman in distress. Here's how it works. Place your hand like this, palms out. Then tuck your thumb into the center of the palm and cover it with your fingers.
Oh, I guess you've got to, okay, so the first step is you hold your palm out, put your thumb in, and then put your finger over, and then that's the signal. So if any of our listeners are ever in trouble, that could save your life, I guess. All right, so that's a new TikTok thing. Now, the bad news is if anyone was doing that driving in front of me, I'd have no clue what that. I'd start waving. I'd be like, hey, nice. Thanks for waving out the your brake light. It's kind of weird that you can stick your hand through there.
911.
I've been following this Toyota Corolla from Madison County. This female on the passenger side, brunette, motioning for help, call 911.
She was giving the TikTok signal, the hand gesture signifying that she needed help.
The teen apparently learned.
So it's known as the TikTok signal. I don't know. This is just out there, okay? So I figure if this saves at least one person, maybe we did our job here.
The hand gesture after watching this demonstration on TikTok. A woman using the signal as her abuser stands in the background.
Well, I really appreciate it.
She's talking about a recipe, then gives her friend the signal. The demo was developed by the Women's Funding Network. It became popular.
Well, I wonder if this is something you could use at like a bar. Like, I wonder how often. So I don't know if we have any like bartenders that are listening right now, whether it's on the radio, YouTube, Twitch, or any of those things too. But like, I wonder if this is something that bartenders probably see pretty regularly. Like if I had to guess, like they're talking, they do the same thing. And radio listeners, we're looking at a girl. She's on a webcam and I guess maybe abusive relationship. I don't know. Something's going on and she gives that signal. This I think could definitely be a bar trick. Well, maybe not a trick.
During the pandemic because many victims had to quarantine with their abusers. This was a way of seeking help without having to verbalize it. There is even speculation that slain Gabby Petito may have used the gesture back in August when she and her boyfriend Brian Laundrie were pulled over by police in Utah.
Oh, snap. Okay, so they had to tie it back to that. What we're looking at, radio listeners, with that one, they showed the Gabby Petito thing, and that was the last thing I expected to see right here, was they showed just briefly her hand kind of doing that motion that we just talked about. So, like, whether you're in trouble or whatnot, we saw that hand motion right there. Now, I see in the chat, where was it? I saw it somewhere at Hooters or at bars. We have what's called an angel shot. It's a signal for help if they order it. And I've heard of other bars doing the same thing too. Like I've heard of bars that like you can order something and they'll actually like call the police. Now, I assume that's like if you're on a bad date or something like that. I think we talked about it on the show.
One fluid movement
and it says, I need somebody to check in with me in a safe way.
After the 911 call, police in Kentucky intercepted the silver Toyota as it exited the highway. They found the 16-year-old girl and the 61-year-old man behind the wheel. She told authorities she had been trying to get someone's attention for days until finally somebody recognized the hand gesture. She told police the suspect had driven her on a terrifying odyssey through North Carolina, Tennessee, Ohio, and Kentucky. James Herbert Brick was arrested at the scene and charged with unlawful imprisonment.
We were so relieved that not only did she know...
I meant to pause it. So this is kind of the same thing. They're saying literally the same thing over and over and over. Takeaway, use this hand signal, and it could save your life. So again, kind of taking a look at the comments. What can I see here? I guess Jen's going, that's for any bar, not just Hooters. So give it a go. Give it a go. You're on a bad date. You want to get out of there. Drop a little thumb in the palm. Put your fingers down and get out of there.
To use the hand signal in that circumstance, but somebody knew to respond to it, knew that that means I need help.
This hand signal is...
And now all of you know, too, the teen who was rescued using the gesture had been reported by her parents as missing 2 days earlier.
There we go. That's all. So that kind of came up in the news, and I've heard about, something like this, and I wasn't sure if it was kind of this hand signal or whatnot. I heard about it throughout the week, but I guess it was a big deal because, and again, I feel bad, right? Like if I was driving behind someone and I saw this signal, I would have no idea what that meant. But apparently, it means help. So call 911, write down the license plate, do what you got to do. Now, let's take a look at another news video. This one's kind of crazy. So we've talked about it before. I know we talked about it when LaRocco and Mundane were on the show as far as customer service. And we talked about like the types of people that are in the world these days. It's kind of getting hard to be in retail or anything with customer service because people are so entitled these days that they're treating people like garbage. And then right now you have the people that, the ones that do show up to work, they're getting really frustrated really quickly with things like this news video. And what this news video is going to talk about is someone who threw I bit my tongue on that one. That was weird. Someone who threw hot soup in a cashier's face. And that's kind of what that screenshot is that you're looking at right now. This story is kind of nuts. Check it out. So again, we're talking like fast food. I'm going to assume fast food. Someone threw soup in a worker's face.
It's shocking video of a customer throwing soup into a restaurant manager's face.
The customer ordered a spicy menudo soup. It's a popular Mexican soup, and she claims that it was so hot it actually melted the top of the takeout container.
The incident happened in Temple,
Hold on. I got to
Texas.
pause right there because I've had this happen before. I don't know if the soup melted the top. I mean, I guess kind of it did in a way, but wouldn't that be like the steam that's kind of making the lid hot? And not only that, don't you want your soup hot? Like when you order it, you don't want it to come out cold, right?
The manager, 24-year-old Janelle Broland, says the woman first called to complain.
I'm looking at the comments. Kenny goes, that shot would happen one time. And radio listeners, we saw that customer literally throw the soup in that lady's face. Kenny goes, that would happen one time. And then where was it? Oh, and then that ass getting whooped is what he said. But yeah, so again, let's go back and let's take a look at this shot because this is soup. And like, if you're not expecting it and your eyes are open, right? Like, especially if it's something spicy, like they say, when you're eating buffalo wings or whatever, don't touch your face. This went directly in the eyes.
Of a customer throwing soup into a restaurant manager's face.
The customer ordered a spicy menudo soup. It's a popular Mexican soup, and she claims that it was so hot it actually melted the top of the takeout container.
The incident happened in Temple, Texas. The manager, 24-year-old Janelle Broland, says the woman first called to complain.
And I, of course, offered her like refunds and was trying to get her either a replacement meal or just something completely different if she wasn't in the mood for soup anymore. And she just continued to yell.
But the customer showed up to confront her in person. Surveillance video shows the customer pointing to the melted plastic lid.
Okay, now I'm going to pause it right here, and I'm going to break this down for radio listeners. I'm going to keep this full screen for everyone watching right now, because if you kind of look over here, the lid is actually, it's not kind of what I expected. I was expecting, like, I've had times where I've put something in the microwave, I take it out of the microwave, and then it's kind of like the condensation's on the top of it. You can see that it's starting to warp a little bit. This actually is a little bit more than that. Like, you can actually see right through. Like, it shriveled up and it actually like tore because of how hot it was. So that is a little bit more than I thought it was going to be. But still, like, what, you're flipping out because the top of the lid was hot? I mean, your soup's still fine, right? Like, I don't think anything's wrong with the soup.
She just still continued to yell, make a scene, it's still cursing with, families and other children in the restaurant. And that's when I said, ma'am, you either need to calm down or leave, or I'm going to be calling the police. And I said, ma'am, I can still help you and get you something. I just ask that you don't yell and cuss at me. And that's the moment she threw it at me.
When cooked, soup.
Now, that was who we just heard from, was the lady, or I will say the waitress that actually got the soup thrown at her. And yeah, it's directly in the face. Her eyes are open.
Cuss at me. And that's the moment she threw it at me.
When cooked, soup can reach a temperature in excess of 200 degrees. Fortunately, the soup had cooled down when it was thrown into her face, but she says it still stung.
The warmth of the soup was not enough to really burn me. I mean, as you can see, I have no injuries from that itself, but the spices from the soup are what, my eyes were stinging so bad, they were burning, and the spices were all like inside of the top part of my nose, and it caused me to have a nosebleed.
The customer walked out, but she has been identified, and according to social media accounts, she's a nurse at a local hospital.
It's so shocking.
Right, like, so that's exactly it. And we're talking about entitled customers. We're talking about someone was upset that their soup was too hot, threw it in someone's face. You'd think you would know better, right? Well, you had to have known, right? If that person's a nurse, they have to know.
To watch, if you could speak to her, what would you say to her?
I really don't have anything to say to her. I just kind of really hope that she learns her lesson, that people are not going to tolerate being treated that way ever.
Police are investigating to determine whether charges will be filed.
When they threw it, when it got thrown in her face, like, it went in her face. And again, that's the thing. Like, I don't know if any of our listeners right now have actually done that, where like you have some, whether it's hot sauce or buffalo wings or something like that, and you touch your face. Oh, it's a bummer, man. Like, I did that. And this was back, and I think I've told this story on the air before, but back before like hot sauce was really like out to kill you. Like, I used to go to restaurants and I used to just, I used to order my wings as hot as I could get them. And I had to stop doing that because of all the extremely hot sauces that are out there right now. And, but yeah, when I do that, I made the mistake once of touching my eyes, and yeah, it burns for like a good 30 minutes or so. But I just want to watch that one more time and go in the face.
It's shocking video of a customer throwing soup into a restaurant manager's face.
Yeah,
The
man,
customer
that's nuts.
ordered a
All
spicy.
right, we're not going to go through the whole news video again. I just wanted to watch that one more time. All right, so looking at the comments, it's from Jen. It says, look into the McDonald's story. They were, oh my gosh, all this stuff is popping in really quickly. Look at the McDonald's story. They were storing coffee at about 200 degrees, and they weren't supposed to be serving it that hot. They have regulations on that. And there's actually, it's funny that you mentioned that. When I was a little kid, my dad, and he'll tell you the story too, but they spilt coffee on, and maybe that's where the story came from, but they spilt coffee on him. And technically he could have sued and probably won and got a lot of money, but we never did. Well, not I say we, but he never did, because as a family, we don't believe that that's how you should get money, is from suing someone like that. But it's the same exact thing as kind of what that comment just said right there, is that the coffee was so hot. And after that, though, what they did was then they put caution hot on the cups. Now, let's take a look at another news story. This news story, we're going to kind of go and we're going to take a look at it. There's something going on in the library. Now, in the library is kind of where you would not suspect to see troublemakers, but apparently this library has got some troublemakers. Here's the story.
Well, everyone in Pennington is talking about it. Something smells like weed in that back part of the library.
No one has located the source of the weed smell, but witnesses say that it seems to come from that area of the library behind the computer desk, between the magazine rack and that weird couch.
Okay, so that's very specific, right? Behind the computer desk near the weird couch.
Librarian Cookie Stevens and library volunteers Margaret Mosier and Gail Fredericks were in the middle of discussing the upcoming used book saleganza when they smelled something strange.
But I just smelled marijuana somewhere.
Okay, I gotta pause. Radio listeners, we're gonna talk to some witnesses here, and there's three. I don't want to say old ladies, like I would say middle-aged, like, you know, think about like librarians, right? So there's 3 women that we're going to hear from right here.
Something strange.
So one day he smelled
in.
marijuana somewhere, and we're like shocked.
Yeah.
And so Doug goes, "Do you smell it?"
Oh, I thought it was my lean cuisine that I left in the
Smell
microwave.
something funny, like it was on fire.
We thought it was Cookie's lean cuisine on fire.
And I couldn't believe it was drugs.
No
in the
wonder.
So she's like, we thought it was Lynn's lean cuisine on fire. Okay. Oh man. So they're all trying to talk at once, but it's kind of funny because you can still pick apart what they're saying.
It was drugs
No,
in
I've
the
never smelled
library.
anything like
Gail
that
knew
in
what it
my
was.
life.
I guessed. It's not like I'm Cheech and Chong or something.
Without any way to confirm that the smell was indeed weed, Cookie Stevens called her husband, Sheriff Stevens, who called in local ceramics teacher Dutch Gibbs, who lived in Seattle for a few months in the 70s.
Uh-oh. Yeah, that's weed.
Sheriff Stevens has begun compiling a list of potential suspects, including that boy Lance, who has girl hair and hangs out down by the quarry, Greg Fromke, who was spotted this evening really going to town on some potato skins at Steaky Jake's Steakhouse, and Mr. Thompson.
Hold on.
Luckily,
Hold on. That is a magnificent name of a restaurant, Steaky Jay's Steakhouse. I like that. If I start a restaurant, I'm stealing it, Steaky Jay's Steakhouse.
Reading enthusiast seemed unperturbed by the illicit smell.
I hear a lot of people talking about it. I mean, I don't smell anything. I mean, I don't smell anything. I really, really, really love the library.
The weed smell comes on the heels of
Okay, so that was a witness. That kid, he doesn't smell anything. And what we learned was he really, really likes the library. I don't see anything wrong with that, right? So we're talking about a weird smell in the library. The kid seems innocent to me.
Anything. I really, really, really love the library.
The weed smell comes on the heels of last month's discovery of a gigantic pair of women's underpants in the children's fiction section. According to Stevens, that case remains open as well. Well, too bad it wasn't meth. It just could have had you come down and sniff it out, huh, Kathy?
Eat shit, Randall. I'm in recovery.
Oh my God. All right, so there we go. That was kind of our news story about the weird smell coming from the library. Now, I forget what state they mentioned that was, but if you're in your local library and you're starting to smell something funny, go to the back of the library, behind the desk, next to the weird couch, and you might find out what's going on. There could be some money in there, right? Like film it, take a picture, send it to the news crew. They'll probably cover it. Now let's take a look at the next news story. This one's kind of bonkers. So we go from kids who are kind of troublemakers in the sense of they're in the back of the library. Maybe they're, I saw someone in the comments put the devil's lettuce, or they, like I was going to comment, like a drug cigarette, right? So that's the kind of troublemakers we just looked at in the last news video. In this news video, it's kind of different. So this is a Del Taco, which I don't know if there's really any of those around here. I do know what it is, but I don't really see them, to be completely honest. This Del Taco, though, has to close down from 2 to 3:30 in the afternoon, pretty much when school gets released, because these troublemakers in this news story that we're going to talk about, they're not just minding their business, you know, smoking the wacky tobacco. They're actually coming in there and they're abusing workers. And this is another news story where workers are being abused. So we're kind of seeing a trend here, but let's go into this. It's a Del Taco. They closed down because they don't want to deal with high schoolers. Oh man. Okay. I got to go on YouTube for this one. That's all right.
Wire Dental.
But anyways, once this ad kind of goes through, we'll play the news video. Again, Del Taco.
Posted on the door behind me, it says, due to the harassment of the crew by high schoolers after school gets out, the indoor dining will be closed between the hours of 2 and 3:30 while school is in session. Now, I did speak to the owner of Del Taco, and he says that this is not a new problem, and it's been going on for years.
Just really unfortunate.
As customers walk into this Del Taco in Santee, they are met with an alarming message from the owner. Indoor dining will be closed for an hour and a half each day.
Okay, now it's actually, we've talked about this, I think, in other episodes where, you know, some restaurants are closing because they're short-staffed, blah, 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 blah. So, like, right now, that's kind of like a normal trend as far as what we're seeing. This one's closing down because they don't want to deal with the people. So it's kind of an interesting twist.
Across the street, yards away, is Santana High School. The Santee Village is a popular place for students to hang out once school gets out.
It makes me feel sad for the community.
Dwayne Johnson has owned the Del Taco for 30 years and tells me in order to protect his employees who are being harassed by high schoolers, his best option is to close his doors. He says in the past, students have been a problem for only a couple of weeks after the start of school but now it's been 2 months.
These people shouldn't have to go through that just to do their day-to-day working job.
Devin Santana is a father to a freshman at West Hills High School, located a couple miles from Santana High.
He has friends that go to Santana and friends locally all over town. So, I mean, this is part of our neighborhood. It's sad to say that they have to lock their doors just to keep from being harassed as employees.
So again, they're closing their doors because they don't want to be harassed, right? We don't know what the extent of that is. Looking at the comments, I see Kenny goes, Del Taco was a cheaper version of Taco Bell. And then he also said something that I think disappeared. Oh, he goes, I'll be damned if I close my business because of high school kids, because they won't behave is kind of how that comment ended. And I agree, right? Like, so kick them out. So maybe this is like a case of where that owner doesn't really want to, deal with that confrontation. So this is their solution. That's very much a possibility.
The issue is not only concerning people in the Santee community, but gaining attention online.
I feel horrible that it does have to happen.
Haley Mendoza graduated from Santana High School in 2019.
There would always be, kids in the area just causing havoc for absolutely no reason.
CBS 8 reached out to Santana High School and Grossmont Union High School District about
And I see in the comments, Jen goes, ban them. And I agree with that. That's exactly what I would do, right? So I think this could be a case of where that owner or the franchisee, the owner, whatever you would call them, I'm going to assume they don't like confrontation, right? Or these kids are like really big and maybe they could do some damage. I don't know. I don't know the full case.
Ongoing issue with their students, but did not receive a response.
Honestly, I hate to say it, it falls back on the parents. Parents need to teach their children to be a little more respectful to the people that are working here.
The owner says
I'd agree with that. I'd agree with. We talked about that multiple times where like really, and I think we talked about this with, I forget. It was a news story, but I remember we talked about it and we were saying we blame the parents because really the kids are either imitating what they see their parents do to other people, and or it's the parents that are just not paying attention to the kids, and then the kids it's like anarchy in the house, right? So I agree with that in that sense.
The students from Santana High School are great. They're respectful. It's just a small group that's making him close his doors.
You can say it. You can just say football team. Like that's pretty much what it is right there. So that was kind of that news video, and I did see somewhere in there. Jen goes, I would try Del Taco. I've never had a Del Taco. But what we learned was it's kind of the cheaper version of a Taco Bell. So yeah, I mean, I would try it. I would try it when I could schedule my time to kind of be around a restroom, because as it is with Taco Bell, that's kind of what I have to do, which is kind of why I don't eat Taco Bell a whole lot. So yeah, if I had to do that, I would definitely have to be near a bathroom, because after I eat, there's a good chance you got to go. Okay, so here's another news video, and we're kind of getting to the end of the news videos here. This is one, it's really popular, and I'm not going to lie to you, I have not watched this. It's Squid Games. And people have, even in my day-to-day life, someone showed me a trailer of it. They're like, you got to watch this. You got to watch this. I watched it, and I'm like, the concept is good. I don't know, man. I'm not a Netflix person. But this is kind of a news story where they took that concept, that theme, and they're kind of bringing it into the real world, so to speak.
Netflix's Squid Game put characters in life or death situations, and these protesters say climate change is a life or death situation.
Okay, so here it is. So they took a game that was all about pretty much life or death between these people, right? And I get the concept. So if anyone listening right now doesn't know what Squid Games was, I guess the concept was you're approached, they say, hey, do you need money? And then the people usually go, yes, I need money in some capacity. And then they say, cool, well, win this game and you can get money. I think that's the concept. And then they go and then they play like games that we used to play as kids, except for when you lose, that's it. They end you. And you're done at that point. So with that, that's kind of what the Squid Games is about, and they took that, so that's what we see this outfit is. Radio listeners, they're just dressed up like the people in that show, and now they're protesting climate change or something like that.
The world is definitely burning. We must finish coal power within 2030.
A demonstration on the banks of the River Clyde in Glasgow, Scotland, has protesters from South Korean group Solutions for Our Climate dressed as guards from the Netflix hit Squid Game. The protester guards pretend to beat up a person in the tracksuit costume of a Squid Game player.
No, by the way, when
but
they say
wearing-
pretend to beat up, it doesn't even look close. Like if you took the worst pantomime that you've ever met, and they're like, it's like that. So it's not even like something that's super serious. But again, they're taking the concept and they're taking something that's relevant, that's a hot topic, and they're applying it to whatever their cause is. This is like, so when we talk about protests, this is not the worst protest I've ever seen. I'm kind of okay with this, right? Like they're protesting something they think is good, but they're doing it in a way that's not destructive. It's not blocking my day-to-day life. So I'm kind of okay with this in a weird, unusual way. I'm not usually okay with protests, but yeah, this one seems okay so far.
Wearing a mask to look like Jae-Yong Lee, vice chairman of South Korean electronics company Samsung.
Samsung has been investing extensively in coal projects around the world. While it hasn't yet committed to producing its products with renewable energy.
Okay, so you know these are all Apple people, right? Like 100%, because they're protesting Samsung, guarantee that they're all Apple people. And I also see Jen goes, yeah, they're really beating that ass because they're throwing completely fake punches.
While many global leaders have been doing so. We demand Samsung to commit to produce its products 100% by renewable energy.
COP26, the United Nations Climate Change Conference, has been taking place in Scotland since October 31st. World leaders and climate activists have converged on Glasgow to discuss solutions to the climate crisis.
So that's kind of it. But so that was all. I just wanted to put that out there. You're probably going to hear something about that as far as it's just going to show up somewhere in the news. It might not be like front and center, but that's it. So those were the news videos that we have for tonight. There's a lot of other videos that we're going to get to. We're going to be playing, like I said, Porno Roundtable, which is a game. And the only reason that we're bringing that back up is because we watched Not the Wizard of Oz last week. That's still on AfterHourComedy.com. And we've kind of made everything free, but with that, we've kind of changed the way that the site works. So if you go over and you hover over the listen/watch, you're going to now have the After Hours show, which that'll always take you to the After Hours show. Then you're going to have site exclusive videos. That's where we used to put the VIP shows. But also at the end of the show tonight, we're going to do the same thing that we did last time. And the last segment of the show, which this is going to be a good one. I'm excited for this one. That will only be on the website. And to watch that, you would just hit site exclusive videos, and then it will take you right to the page. And then there's also a chat box right down here as well, too. So all of those and everything is free. Declassified is all free now. New episode every single Tuesday. No subscription needed. Check it out. So that's kind of my plug. It's out there. Everything's free. So everything is free for our listeners. We're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we are going to be talking about the Mandela effect, or Mandela, however you say it. But like the biggest example I can give with that is there was one where like some people swore that Shaq was Shazam. And some people say that, what's his name? Sinbad was Kazam or something like that. Like that's an example of the Mandela effect. Another one is the Berenstain Bears versus the Berenstain Bears, or however you say it. Basically glitches in time. So we're going to be going through a list of that, and we're going to see which one of which items on the list you remember correctly or incorrectly. Are they really glitches in time? Again, I'm taking a look at the chat. I saw a bunch of people like the stream. Appreciate that. I see Taryn in the chat, see Jen, see Kenny, and I did see someone on the YouTube side. It was Extreme something. Forgive me. We'll be right back. This is the After Hours Show.
Set the pace for so long and swore that failed to cease. All along I fought to find a peace, but you never wrong, never stop your creed. Now everything unraveling and bringing us down the ground. Held by a thread, let it all fall out. Set this anger alight, let it all ignite, and fuel this burnout till there's nothing left inside. I will never be another part of you. There's nothing you can say, no words to bring more truth. I gave my your life, and now I'm dead inside. I charge brings the machine down now to grind a halt. An idol falls for all the beasts that rise, hiding in their lives from their rising guilt. Now everything unraveling, I'm bringing us down. The ground shakes from the shockwaves, shots and sounds. Watch the dust settle, heavy metal killing them all. Hit them with the hellfire, let them burn in the fall. I will never be another part of you. There's nothing you can say, no words to bring more truth. I gave my life for all your life, and now I'm dead inside. I'm dead inside. I'm dead inside.
I had to grow up on my terms or a stat, and if I didn't get coverage, my wife would be mad.
I had to grow up on my terms or a scat. They got the best for so much less I had to share with them.
Apply online, no medical exam. It's the biggest term store there is. No boo, since I had to grow up, and now my wife is not mad. I'm glad to be at Terms or Us stat, low cost, no exam.
Oh wow!
You need to go to Terms or Us now.
Welcome back to the After Hours show. You know, that one show where grown adults are being children.
Because it gets exhausting constantly cleaning stains out of a white tank top.
Well, I mean, and especially if someone's eating all their vitamins, those stains probably are harder to get out.
Yeah.
All the rickety dicks leave yellow stains.
All the rickety dick sauce.
Woo! I love that.
Nice.
The rickety dick sauce.
Rickety dicks flying everywhere, producing the baby batch or
the baby batch.
Whoa. or you could go the baby batter. The baby batter works too.
That is
baby batter. Oh god.
Baby batter.
All the rickety dicks with the baby batter.
Baby batter onion rings.
I'll give you some of my baby batter. Enjoy that the next time you're making pancakes.
I'll give you some of my baby batter.
Just be us like a barbershop quartet.
Literally, as soon as we said that, the chat was just rickety dicks, rickety dicks.
We just got to come in at 3 different notes and harmonize with it. Just rickety dicks. And then the next person just continues it on.
Well, despite all this, it's kind of entertaining. Welcome back to the show. Phone lines are open. Call in now.
Rickety dicks.
Rickety dicks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the After Hours show. Mark Hamill here from After Hour Comedy, also from Declassified. What we're going to be going into right now is something that is called the Mandela effect. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that right. It's Mandala or Mandela or something like that. I tend to say some of those words wrong, but we're going to be going through a list. And I want to know, for our listeners, this is something that radio side of things can partake in. And then also anyone watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, you can also join in. Now, something I noticed is Facebook like updated, and I don't know. I mean, we were going that whole time, right? Like, so, but I also got another notification. I don't know. Facebook has always been weird. Remember, we're on YouTube. We're also on Twitch. And the radio side of things is always 100% uncut. Like, they never get interrupted. Because of our sponsors, they make sure that the show goes seamless too. But let's kind of get into this, all right? So let's talk about it. Let's see. We're going to talk about the Mandela effect, and the first one that we're going to kick it off with, this is one, and I'm asking you to think about when you were a kid. Think about when you were in the kitchen, you wanted to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, all right? The one example that they're giving me right here is some people think, and let me make sure that I say this right. Some people swear on their life, all right? Peanut butter. I'm talking about peanut butter right now. That it was called Jiffy peanut butter, okay? Now, when I think about this, I wasn't really big on peanut butter and jelly, and I didn't really, not something I made myself, but if you would have asked me, I would say that, yes, the peanut butter was called Jiffy peanut butter, okay? That's what I would say. Apparently, it's not called Jiffy peanut butter. Apparently, it is called Jif peanut butter. So instead of Jiffy, it is JIF. And that's what it's called. Now, people swear there was a Jiffy peanut butter back in the day, but we speculate they're combining Jif with its competitor, Skippy. And that's kind of where they're getting the Jiffy. Now, I don't know. Any listeners out there, whether you're on YouTube, Facebook, you can even comment if you're on the go and you're listening. There is a chat box over there. What do you remember? Do you remember Jif or do you remember Jiffy? Okay. If you would ask me, I would have said Jiffy, but again, like I said, this is not a good example for me. Now let's go to the next one. All right. So this one is, it's called Looney Tunes, not tunes. All right. Let me explain this. All right. This one goes down to a spelling. Okay. Now, when we take a look at it, I'm going to hold this up for anyone who's watching. All right. They give me two different logos. And it's Looney Tunes versus Looney Tunes. All right. Now, what they're saying here, it makes almost zero sense, but yes, the cartoon was spelled tunes. For example, if you would have asked someone, okay, the Looney Tunes logo, when Bugs Bunny or Porky Pig pops up, and then they kind of do the do, right? Some people say that it's Looney, right? Looney, tunes, Toons, like cartoons. But actually what it is Looney Tunes, and tunes is spelled Tunes, okay? So they're saying it makes almost zero sense, but yes, the cartoon was spelled tunes, Tunes, okay? Now, when we talk about this, the Mandela effect, really what that is, we swear and we can picture it in our minds when we were younger and kind of growing up, something was one way, and then now when you go back and look at history, you can Google it, you can look at any pictures, it's wrong. Like almost like someone went back and edited time. That's kind of what we're talking about here. And this would be a good example of that, Looney Tunes versus Looney Tunes. And I would actually have to go back and look at an older cartoon to really be able to tell you which one was what. And then Jen goes, these always blow my mind. Yes, they definitely do. Let's see. All right, this next one is the one that I gave you as an example, and I'm going to show you right here, all right? The Berenstain Bears or the Berenstain Bears, and this is one where I'm terrible at saying that, so forgive me, but I'll spell it for you. So this is one, and I used to have a bunch of these books. Like me and my sister, when we were younger, had the Berenstain Bear books, and I wish we still had them. Unfortunately, my mom gave them all away. Whatever, understandable, right? But I wish I had them to go back and kind of reference. But here we go. It says the lovable cartoon Bear family actually spelled their last names with an A, the Berenstain Bears. Okay, so a lot of people will say that it's the Berenstain, which is Berenstein Bears, so the Berenstain Bears, but it was actually the Berenstain Bears, which was Berenstain. Okay, now this is one that I'm very familiar with. Like anytime you talk about the Mandela effect, this is the first thing that will come up anytime you search it. So I was very familiar with this one. And for the life of me, like I said, I had these books. I wish we would have saved them because I would have really liked to go back and reference them so I kind of could go and take a look at it. All right, here we go. Curious George. So Curious George, if anyone doesn't know, Curious George is that monkey, right? His monkey, and is his owner named, I don't know, but his owner wears like an all yellow jumpsuit or whatever. This one's pretty easy. So we're not talking about spelling. We're not talking about anything like that. This one, when we talk about Curious George, some people swear that Curious George either did have a tail or didn't have a tail. Now, I'm going to show you the picture again here. So anyone watching, they show you a picture with a tail and then a picture without a tail. What it says was the tail was never there. So Curious George never had a tail. I don't remember. This was not my time. Curious George was not a book that I actually read, so I don't really remember that one. But any listeners, let me know. Do you remember Curious George with a tail or without a tail? Because apparently he doesn't have a tail. But moving on. All right, so this next one, and this one's not going to hit home for me, but maybe there's some female listeners out there that watch Sex and the City. So Sex and the City, let's see. This one's interesting. It says, while these 4 women were having sex in the city, the show was actually titled Sex and the City. All right, so we're talking about the TV show, and I think I just said it wrong right there. I said Sex in the City. Like, it's not in, it's actually Sex and the City. All right, so clarification there. It's not Sex in the City, it's Sex and the City. So the TV show, I think, is what we're talking about. They probably had a movie too. What do you guys remember? This is one that I know has a lot of viewers on TV, but I don't know which one that they kind of they remember. So we'll kind of take a look at that. I see Jen goes, lies that MFer had a tail. Maybe he did. I don't remember. I don't have any of those books. Let's see. Here's the next one. This next one involves Febreze. Now, you might use this every day, but to be honest, you thought it was Febreze, didn't you? Okay, so let me break this down. It's a spelling, all right? So if I was to say spell Febreze, most people would think that it's F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E, but it's not. It is actually F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. Okay, so I don't know this one. I would have to go. I don't have any Febreze, in the house, but I know it's relatively easy to find. So what I would have to do is I would have to go and I would look at a bottle. Like I would literally grab a bottle right now. But it says you might use this stuff every day, but to be honest, you thought it was Febreze, which was F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E, didn't you? It's not. I guess it's Febreze, F-E-B-R-E-Z-E, which now I'm almost. Someone's got to go grab a bottle because I'm pretty sure that that's wrong, right? It is Febreze. Like it's there's 2 E's. It's Febreze. It's got to be. Someone's got to go check this. Someone go fact check this right now. But they're saying that Febreze is actually spelled F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. But most people would assume it's Febreze, F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E. Someone's got to check that. I'm almost positive. All right, go check that. Here's the next one. When we talk about logos, we're going to be talking about Oscar Mayer. Okay. And I see someone is spot checking the Febreze right now. We're going to be talking about Oscar Mayer. So think about bologna as kind of the package that they're showing me right there. We're going to talk about the spelling of Oscar Mayer. So most people think Oscar Mayer is, and like if you were to ask someone on the street, hey, spell Oscar Mayer. How do you spell Oscar Mayer? They would go O-S-C-A-R, Oscar, right? That's correct. And then they would spell Meyer, M-E-Y-E-R, which I guess this kind of goes to how you say it, right? But a lot of people would say Meyer, M-E-Y-E-R. This one is actually Meyer spelled M-A-Y-E-R. So one of the most confounding of all is there's an A in Meyer. But a lot of people think that there was an E, M-E-Y-E-R. I'm not going to lie to you. I might actually spell that with an A because it makes sense the way I say it. Mayer, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'm saying it wrong. I have no idea. And I do see, so someone came back after checking their Febreze, and they said that it is, in fact, spelled F-E-B-R-E-Z-E. Was it, though? Is it? So here's the Mandela effect. This is where this kicks in, right? So this is where you get into, is someone changing time? Like, is whoever's in control, are they changing time? Like, was it really Febreze, F-E-B-R-E-E-Z-E, and then somewhere over time they went and there was a glitch in the matrix and they rewrote it to where we remember it being one way, but then they went and changed it, so now it's not that way anymore, and that's where we're glitching out, right? So that's what the Mandela effect it kind of boils down to is where they lead to with that. Okay, so why do we remember this? Who's the master programmer changing things? Okay, so but that's kind of what we're looking for. And I do see Kenny goes Oscar Mayer, and he did spell it correctly. He did go Mayer. I probably would have got that one right as well. I don't really know until someone actually asked me that, but I would have got that. Now here's the next one, Skechers. And I worked for Skechers, and I would have got this wrong. So a long time ago, I used to sell shoes. Skechers was a brand that we sold. Now, they're saying most people, and again, we're going to a spelling. So we're looking at Skechers right here, their logo. Most people would spell Skechers wait, hold on. Most people, so I got to read this, sorry. Most people would spell Skechers, and I would probably do this too. Sketchers, okay? That is wrong. That's not how you spell Skechers. You spell Skechers Skechers, okay? Now, like I said, I used to sell these shoes, and I would have got that wrong. I thought there was a T in Skechers. I could have sworn there was a T in Skechers. And anyone who has Skechers, again, go check them out. Let's see. Here's the next one, Fruit Loops. Everyone knows Fruit Loops. Think about the toucan and think about the way they spell it. Here we go. So Kellogg's had been spelling fruit like this for years. So Fruit Loops is actually spelled F-R-O-O-T on the Fruit Loops box, okay? Most people, they remember and they probably would assume and guess that it's spelled F-R-U-I-T. It's not. It's actually spelled F-R-O-O-T. So they're spelling it wrong. They go Fruit Loops. And then I do see Kenny would have gotten the spelling right on Skechers as well, too. So Fruit Loops, that's what they're saying. If you were to ask someone, they spell fruit correctly, but it's actually wrong because they use the pieces of cereal and they spell fruit, F-R-O-O-T. And apparently they've been doing that forever, is what this says. Now, let's see. This next one is the Monopoly guy. All right, so I'm going to hold this up, but everyone knows the Monopoly guy. Think about the board game, okay? His name is actually Mr. Moneybags. I don't know if you know that, but Mr. Moneybags. All right, so here we go. Mr. Moneybags. If I was to ask all of our listeners right now, radio, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, the Monopoly guy, does he have an eyepiece? Yes or no? Okay, that's the question. The Monopoly guy, does he have an eyepiece? Yes or no? And I'll give you some time to figure it out. Okay? All right. Most people would say that the Monopoly guy does have an eyepiece. However, if that's what you think, you would be wrong. The Monopoly guy does not have an eyepiece. He never had an eyepiece. So Kenny's got that one too. So Kenny says, I don't think so. But the Monopoly guy never had an eyepiece. However, most people, when you ask them, say that they swear up and down that they remember the Monopoly guy having an eyepiece. All right, so here's the next one. I don't know if anyone would actually get this. This is Pikachu. All right, so we're talking about the animated cartoon little mouse rat thing. Pikachu. All right, so most people would say that Pikachu, the end of his tail is black. Apparently it's not. It's all yellow. If you say so, okay. I don't know if I would have got that. Like, I never watched that show. I know what a Pikachu is, but I never watched that show. Let's see. And I do see Kenny goes, I do remember seeing a monocle as well. Which I have an old Monopoly box. Like, I have a really old one from like the 80s that I haven't opened. And it's actually in my back laundry room. I'm going to go take a look at that. How cool would it be if it had a monocle, right? Like, that'd be worth a lot of money. Let's see. Here's the next one is Kit Kat. All right. Now, this one, actually, it wouldn't have gotten me. Now, when we talk about the Mandela effect, it's kind of things that you swear were one way and then they turn out to not be that way or whatever. This is Kit Kat. All right. Most people would swear that Kit Kats have a little dash. So it's spelled K-I-T-K-A-T. That's how most people think that it's spelled. It's actually not. It's actually spelled Kit Kat, just like that, but there's no dash in it. And kind of, I'm showing you the logo right up there. I don't think you would have gotten me on that one because I do like Kit Kats and I buy them from time to time and it looks right without the dash. So that's one that people often mix up, whatever. Now, the next one when we talk about the Mandela effect is Fruit of the Loom. All right. Fruit of the Loom. So This one's, okay. I'm going to have to hold this up and I'm going to try to explain it as best as possible. Fruit of the Loom. So there's two logos that are kind of up on the screen right now. There's the fruit, like there's grapes, looks like a tomato, whatever. I don't really know what's up there, an apple. But the difference in these two pictures is one of these pictures has a like kind of basket. They call it a cornucopia in the back, but one of them's got like a basket in the background. One of them doesn't. And if I was to ask you, so the Fruit of the Loom logo, does it have the basket in the back or does it not have the basket in the back? Most people would say that it has the basket in the back. That's not the case, though. The Fruit of the Loom logo does not have the cornucopia or does not have the basket in the back. Okay, so it's just the fruit. And that kind of makes sense to me. Now, this next one is Cheez-Its, all right? I don't know, and I literally had some right before the show, too, so I don't know this one. But we're talking about the spelling of Cheez-Its, okay? Is it Cheez-Its or is it Cheez-It? That's the question, all right? So if I was to go up on the street and ask you, hey, for $100, is it Cheez-Its or is it Cheez-It, all right? And most people would say it's Cheez-Its, and they would spell it I-T-Z, okay? And you would probably get me on this one. However, that would be wrong. It's actually Cheez-It. It's just Cheez-It, even though there's a bunch of them in the box. So, and I do see that Jen says, I remember the basket thing, so we're talking about the Fruit of the Loom. So, all right, it's Cheez-It, not Cheez-Its. So now you know. All right, here we go. Oreos. Now, when they spell stuff, okay, now think about it. I don't know if you guys have ever bought this. So like if you're at a store or if you're at whatever, we're talking about double stuffed Oreos, all right? Double stuffed Oreos. How do they spell stuff on the package? Now, I'm talking about the word S-T-U-F-F, right? That's what I would assume. That, again, would be wrong. The package on Oreos say stuff, S-T-U-F. So they spell it incorrectly. It's stuff. And honestly, I thought it was double stuffed, like S-T-U-F-F-E-D. Like I thought it was double stuffed Oreos. That's what I've always called it. But I guess not. Interesting. Let's see. This next one. This is kind of weird. C-3PO, okay? Wait. No, this can't be true. Oh my God, this is going to blow my mind. This is the one that's going to blow my mind. Okay. C-3PO. We're talking about Star Wars right now. C-3PO. If I was to ask you, okay, and I'm asking the listeners right now, C-3PO, is C-3PO, well, he's obviously a robot, and we're not talking about episode 1 where all his wires are exposed. Think about the classic Star Wars episodes. So the ones with Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Han Solo, all of those. C-3PO in those movies, okay? I'm going to ask our listeners, what color is C-3PO? And color or colors or whatever you remember, what color is C-3PO? All right? So that's kind of the question. This blows my mind. Now I'm going to go back and watch this. What color is C-3PO? All right, so I would have said C-3PO was all gold. He was solid gold, right? Like, so head to bottom, he was solid gold, and like in his midsection, he had wires exposed. I'm going to have to go and fact check this, but they're saying, okay, this is what they say. Even the biggest Star Wars fans get this wrong. Halloween sites, anyone with a costume, they get this wrong. The robot C-3PO isn't all gold. He has one silver piece on his right leg. So what they're showing is kind of right here, and they're showing C-3PO with a silver leg. But I swear, like, you would have just won money off of me if I would have said he's all gold. I've got to go back and watch these movies. Now, we're not talking about like episode 1, 2, 3, some of the knockoffs or spin-offs or whatever. We're talking about like the original Star Wars. Apparently he has a silver leg. I'm going to go and fact check that this weekend. This completely, like I said, this one blows my mind. I don't know if that's appropriate to use a shotgun sound effect, but I did it. So here we go. The next one. This is a spelling one, I do believe. Where's the spelling? Oh, okay. So here we go. The Flintstones. All right. So Kenny goes, if that's true, my life is a lie. Exactly, right? Like, I'm going to go fact check this. You can probably Google it too. But let's see. All right, the Flintstones. So we're talking about the old cartoon. So the Flintstones, this is another spelling one. Is it the Flintstones as in Flinstones, like Flintstones, or is it the Flintstones? Okay, Flintstones. Apparently, I'm not even going to ask that because this is so old. Everyone just goes the Flintstones, and I think it just kind of blends as one word. But technically, it's the Flintstones. There's a T, Flint. Like think about like when you take a knife and you kind of spark it off, or you take your knife and put it on a flint and then it sparks. The Flintstones is what they're saying it is. Okay. I'm just going to keep going down. We're going to keep moving. Here's one that people always get wrong. And actually, we did this as a whole segment once. I don't know why my camera's blurry. We did this as a segment once where movie lines that were said incorrectly. And this is one that's very common. So think Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. All right. I do believe that's what most people would say is life's like a box of chocolates. It's not what Forrest Gump actually said. If you listen closely, he says life was like a box of chocolates. It's not life is like a box of chocolates. That one, again, you would have to fact check. I've actually never seen Forrest Gump. Something about that character, I cannot watch that movie. Let's see. So here's the next one when we talk about movie lines and the Mandela effect, what we think we remember versus what reality is. Is Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. So we're talking about the Disney movie Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Again, this is one that's not going to really hit home for me. But a lot of people go Mirror, Mirror on the Wall, and then they go into the next one, who's the fairest of them all, right? That's not actually what was said. So the Wicked Queen actually says Magic Mirror on the Wall instead of Mirror, Mirror on the Wall. She goes Magic Mirror on the Wall. That's actually, I think that's true. I think and now that they're saying it, I think I kind of remember that. But yeah, Kenny got that one too. Let's see. There's a couple other ones here. A lot of people, and this is one, they're going into movie quotes now, which is kind of where I'll do two more. But this is a famous one, another Star Wars one. This is Darth Vader saying, Luke, I am your father. That's what everyone says it is. They always do the Luke, I am your father in the whatever voice. But the line was actually, let's see. He just goes, I am your father. Now, I do think there is some words on either end of that sentence right there. I forget what they are. I think it's like Obi-Wan lied to you. I am your father. I think that's the real line. But I do know the answer to this. So the reason that we say, Luke, I am your father is actually from the movie Tommy Boy. So if you go and watch the movie Tommy Boy, in one of the very first scenes, he's talking into a fan and he goes, Luke, I am your father. And they had to say it like that for copyright reasons, but that was what stuck, and that's kind of what everyone now says. Now we're going to do one more, and this next one, let's see. We're going to go, it is, I think this is Hannibal Lecter, but that line, hello, Clarice. So it's the fact that, or blah, 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 whatever. So Hannibal actually says, hello, Clarice. Wait, or the reality that all these, oh, okay. I guess he didn't say hello, Clarice. All he said was good morning. Like if you go back and watch the movie, he didn't actually say hello, Clarice. He goes good morning, apparently. Now, again, I would have to go and fact check that movie again, but I don't know. Those are interesting. Now, there's a lot more. What I'll do is I can post this on our Facebook. There's a list. There's like 50 of these, but we kind of went through some of the best ones. Now we're getting into ones where they're like movie lines, other things like that. But the Mandela effect. So hopefully there was at least one in there that kind of blew your mind. For me, I'm going to have to go back. I'm going to have to go and I'm going to have to fact check that C-3PO. Actually, maybe in the commercial break, I might Google it because I really need to know the answer to this. Did C-3PO actually have a silver leg? And they specifically, they said it was his right leg because I swore that C-3PO was all gold, but who knows? Apparently I'm wrong. So we're going to take a commercial break, and when we come back, we're going to be doing a flashback, and we're going to be playing Porno Roundtable. The way that works, it sounds worse than it is. It's actually a game where I will read a movie description, and then Larocco and Mundane have to guess what movie it is correctly, but instead of saying the right movie name, they need to give me a porn parody. So the one I always throw out there is instead of Star Wars, they would have to say Star Whores or whatever. So we're gonna play that. It's called Porno Roundtable, and then at the end of the show, we're gonna be going into earworms, and then we've also got viral videos, and we're kind of making good time here. So we're gonna take a break. We will be right back. This is the After Hours Show.
She all about the cloud, real imposter. Lost her, she slid up in my DM, then I sauced her. Oops, boss up, ain't nobody like me, so don't act like you like me. Cloud, 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 real imposter. Lost her, she slid up in my DM, then I sauced her. Oops, boss up, ain't nobody like me, so don't act like you like me. Cloud, cloud, cloud. Hold up, I got a chip on my shoulder. See this chick gone, know her, but she all up in my DM. Hold up, hold up, shit. I don't really know you, no, but I know your kind. You got a scheme like Ponzo. Venom hits fast, she a snake like that, though. Then you lay down flat, ho. I might be joking, but I'm trying for real. She already read inside my head, and now she going for the kill. I'll be all about the love, but her leash won't stop. And I'm all about my shit, but the top got me stuck. Now she tripping this facts, man. She took her the fake fans. She goes to me hard now, might as well call me Pac-Man. Okay, now we taking it all back, cause I never gave a fuck, just enough to make it she all about the cloud, real imposter. Lost her, she slid up in my DM, then I sauced her. Oops, boss up, ain't nobody like me, so don't act like you like me. Cloud, 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 real imposter. Lost her, she slid up in my DM, then I sauced her. Oops, boss up, ain't nobody like me, so don't act like you like me. Cloud, cloud, cloud. She all about the cloud, like I don't get wild, oh. Ain't about the money, she dopamine high, though. She will kill a puppy if that will make her viral. And she want it all without knowing her mind spinning like a spiral. Living in vain, she love the pain, she my nemesis. Sip of the glass, trying to forget, let me take a piss. Like that, trick got game, but it's rotten like Michael. See back lane too fast for a snapshot. Perfect pick frame, but she living at her dad's loft. Priorities, fucked up indeed. She creeping, we flee, she sting like a bee. What? Yeah, I got you figured out, fuck that. Don't wanna tip that, what? Yeah, that's French, bitch, UPS, FedEx, packet that shit. She all about the cloud, real imposter. Lost her, she slid up in my DM, then I sauced her. Oops, boss up, ain't nobody like me, so don't act like you like me. Cloud, 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 real imposter. Lost her, she slid up in my DM, then I sauced her. Oops, boss up, ain't nobody like me, so don't act like you like me. Cloud, cloud, cloud.
Hey, LaRocco, you're from New York, so I know you love food just as much as I do. Two totally different reasons, but you love food. Now, picture how hard it is to find good quality food. Just anything that tastes good, that's not your generic fast food garbage. I'm just gonna say it, it's garbage.
Yeah, and a lot of that food it'll send you straight to the bathroom.
And for everyone listening right now, there's finally a spot where you can go to do just that. So everyone listening on the radio, head over to www.crutchfieldcooks.com. One more time, that's www.crutchfieldcooks.com.
Oh, I'm on the site right now. And they do recipes, cooking videos, how to cook articles, food news, and a lot more.
Yeah, man, that's the one. Pretty awesome, right?
Yeah, this is awesome. Most people these days, they just pay attention to the numbers, lists, and labels, but Crutchfield Cooks actually dives into the details and the breakdown of actual food and recipes.
So all of our listeners, do yourself a favor. Head over to www.crutchfieldcooks.com right now. Make your holidays that much better.
Sucking on a chili dog, 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 chili dog, sucking on a chili dog, sucking on a dog, sucking on a chili dog, chili, sucking on chili dog, sucking on the dog, sucking on the chili dog, sucking on.
Welcome back to the After Hours Show.
This episode was brought to you by Coors Light. Always drink responsibly. And by Loot Crate, one of the best subscription services out there. So go check them out at lootcrate.com. afterhourcomedy.com.
But enough of that. Now let's point out how stupid these people really are.
Then she tells you she's pregnant. Oh my God.
That's a...
Oh my God. No. Well, here's the thing. Like, if the girl's on top, she can't get pregnant, right? That's just gravity.
It's kind of like you can think of it in terms of Russian roulette. What is it, 1 in 6 that you're going to die? When you use a condom, it's like you're playing Russian roulette.
Everyone knows that. Right? So,
if that's how you...
There is less chance that when you pull the trigger, you're going to get a bullet in your head.
hold on. Now, for the record, when we look at everyone in the world right now who has no kids.
At my 20-year reunion from high school, there were probably some people there with genital herpes or other venereal diseases that were incurable. But they were there. At your 20-year reunion from high school, there are going to be empty chairs because they will have died of AIDS.
And we also learned from this entire segment that Mundane is more than willing, if there's any female listeners, or do they have to be older or younger, or do they just have to have money?
You gotta look decent and have money.
Any ladies for Mundane and you have money and you want him to just be your... At that point, are you almost...
just a maid?
Yeah, are you just a... I mean, what is that, a boy toy, right?
I mean, you have to pay me more than my salary at my current job.
Yeah, yeah.
My pussy is like a Martin.
Oh, so...
Miss Jensen, what about dancing? Can you when you're menstruating?
Yes, you can, with moderation. In fact, you can do most of the things you usually do. You can bathe or shower as long as you use warm water. And you can wash your hair if you're sure to dry it quickly. And you can swim if you wait until after 2 or 3 days after the beginning of your period. And you can go to dances and picnics. But it's not a very good idea to skate, or ride horseback, or play fast games like volleyball and basketball, or do strenuous dancing like square dancing, or anything that bounces you around a lot.
With intelligent comments like that, I'm surprised they can pay me week to week. Welcome back to the show. Phone lines are open at 407-536-9994.
Put the stomp in my rumpa-bumpa-bump. Who took and jammed it in my ram-a-lam-a-ding-dong? Who stood the wood where I poop, she poop, she poop? Who put the stick up my hip, did it, did it? Who was that man? He shoved it up my can.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the After Hours show. Mark Hamill here from After Hour Comedy. And we're about to get into what we call the Porno Roundtable. Now, what I did was I just posted a link on our Facebook page to the YouTube. Facebook sucks, as always. There's no secret to that. And so if there's any issues going on with Facebook right now, all the people on YouTube and Twitch, they seem pretty reliable, too. And I've been very impressed with Twitch, so shout out to them. So you got to give credit where credit's due, right? So, and radio listeners, again, completely uncut. You guys are listening to everything. It's going perfectly fine on your end of things. So, anyways, that's there. Just remember, so like if you're kind of watching and you were on Facebook at one time, or you're watching back now, maybe switch over to YouTube. You can still comment. We still see them all on the same thing. Maybe switch over to Twitch. Totally up to you. But I'm just letting you know, Facebook sucks. I hate Facebook. They probably hate us at this point. But it's there. So we're not going to stop. Basically, they can't get rid of us. All right, so let's get into this. This is a flashback. So this has LaRocco and it's got Mundane in it. It's what we call the Porno Roundtable. Let me break it down, and I think I'll do it again in this clip. But this is a game, so it's not necessarily about porn. And this was kind of inspired by what we did last week at the end. We ended it with Not the Wizard of Oz. Radio listeners, you got to hear it. And then over on afterhourcomedy.com, if you were to go to the listen and watch and go to site exclusive videos, you can go and you can watch back. So if you're watching on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, you can go back and check that out. Let's see. All right. So the way it works is I will give them the description of a movie. They're allowed to use the chat for help. And then they have to come up with what movie it is. And then I give them a couple seconds, and then they need to come up with the porn parody version of it. The thinking behind this game was, okay, we're spitballing and we're in a room right now, and we need to come up with a new hit movie. It's literally a round table, right? So we're producers, and that's kind of the comedy aspect of this game. So let's get into it. And again, like I said, we're all going to be there. Here it is. It is Porno Roundtable. All right, so we're going to get into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first time we've ever done this game on the show. This is what we call the Porno Roundtable. All right, and we're going to get down to it with LaRocco and Mundane. This is a game. I will explain the rules. Porno Roundtable. Again, Porno Roundtable. There's a lot of stuff here, multiple angles to this game. Now, I created this game, literally, it was an idea that popped in my head, and I think it was based off something that LaRocco said to me. We were playing a game, and we just said something, and it was some crazy thing about, like, porn or something like that, and it sparked my imagination. And it was also something that came up in the Sarah J interview, where I asked her, I'm like, why does porn have such ridiculous names? Like... And I read off like 6 crazy names, and she laughed at them all. And they were pornos that she was in. So that was part of the inspiration for that. And then also, this is going to be a game that is going to test your movie knowledge as well. We're going to keep score. Title is not on the line. And it's only between LaRocco and Mundane. Reason being, because this game is 100% original, meaning I had to actually go and do, some research, put together these lists, more so research on the movie side of things. How do you think you're going to do? So this is porno and movie knowledge based, Mundane. How do you think you're going to do?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
Okay, now, the other thing too, as always, the listeners in the chat can jump in right now and you can join in. So listeners in the chat, I would highly encourage you, shout some answers out, because your answers could be the one that they go with. LaRocco and Mundane, you can only submit one answer, but let me explain how the game works in a second. LaRocco, how do you think you're going to do? It is movie-based, like movie knowledge, and then also porno title.
I'm not extremely big on movie knowledge. I'm really big on horror movies and certain genres.
What he's trying to say is he's big on porno, just not.
But when it comes to smut, I got you.
Gotcha. So when it comes to smut, I got you.
It's built in.
Okay. So when we kind of go down to this, let's see. And now,
does a dog lick?
What?
Just saying.
Whoa, you got butt slam!
Okay. Anyways, I'm not even entirely sure what you said. I'm still not even entirely sure what you said.
I was making an example. You know what I mean?
Does a dog lick?
About smut. I said, does a dog lick?
Okay.
Think about it.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm down with that. Let's see. Okay, I'm just trying. Sorry. So for all of our listeners, that was terrible. I shouldn't have just sat there in silence and made everyone wait. So what I was trying to do, I was trying to find a timer. You're going to have 30 seconds to come up with an answer. Here's how the game works. All right, you're going to get 1 point for coming up with a creative title, 2 points for coming up with a title that is spot on to the description of the real. Like if I was to grab a DVD off the shelf at Walmart, turn it over and read the description of the movie, these are accurate titles from Walmart. All of these. Well, that's not true. Walmart and Best Buy. So these are all movie descriptions that you would read off of the back of a DVD at Walmart or Best Buy. Okay? Based on the description I give you, you need to come up with the parody porn version of that. You need to give me at least a creative title, okay, that it could be a porn parody. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You get 1 point. Only one of you is going to get 1 point for having the more creative title. However, if you make up a porn title that is based on the real movie description I'm giving you, you get a bonus point no matter what. Okay? So if you can read, or if you can hear the description I'm reading, figure out the movie, and come up with a creative porn title that's really close to the original movie title, that's 2 points. If not, and no one gets the right movie, then we purely go off of whoever has the closest porn title. Or the best porn title at that point. Does that make sense?
It sounds intricate.
It is very,
Yeah.
It's 2 layered. It's 2 layered. And I feel confident with this cast we can do that. Definitely we can do this. So
Are these popular movies? Because I discovered Wolf Cop at Walmart.
no, these are all popular movies. Big name movies. Okay. Are you guys ready to get into it then? You're going to have 30 seconds to think about your answer. You don't need to write it down. And within that 30 seconds, you can look at the chat. And if you want to take an answer from the chat, that's okay. However, 30 seconds, we do run on a delay, so sometimes they can't help you, right? It's going to start off wow, what the fuck? So not necessarily easy or hard. They're all big movies and or TV shows, okay? But they're all big. They're popular, all right? Any questions before we get into this? This is the Porno Roundtable. Right now, we're being creative. We're producers. We're trying to put out some new porno movies. And I need you guys to come up with the title. Elevator pitch me. All right. So if you guys have no questions, we're going to start. Good?
This seems like a lot of brain power is needed.
All right. Mundane, you ready?
Sure.
Okay. Larocco, you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be.
Okay. All right. So here's the first one. This is the very first description. Okay. Remember, it could be a movie, could be a TV theme. You need to now, worst comes to worst. If this does not click, just come up with a funny porn title. And then that's what we have to go off of. However, if someone does get it right and comes up with a porn title, they automatically get 2 points and they win. If you guys both guess the movie or the TV show, you guys both, and then we go down. You both get a point for guessing the movie, and then we go down to who wins the extra point. All right, here we go. So here's the description. So I'm going to blank out. So blank, their first 2 seasons had established a modus operandi of unveiling a new villain and a fresh overriding concept as each season began. The Slayers' senior year at Sunnydale High was no different. Themes of power, corruption, and betrayal were encapsulated in the introduction of the 2 new characters, scheming to achieve their supernatural transcendence atop the hellmouth crooked Mayor Richard Wilkinson, that's, I guess, a character, served as the season's cuddly but creepy big bad guy.
Do I have to call?
No. You don't have to buzz in. Okay, that's it. That's the description I'm giving you. Now I'm going to be giving you 30 seconds on the clock. Think of an answer. That was the movie description. Think of a porno parody of that. 30 seconds. 30 seconds on the clock. Seconds. All right. So that was it. 30 seconds. And I'm going to alternate it, I guess. So we'll go over to Larocco since you sounded fairly confident on that. Larocco, what do you got for a porn parody?
I couldn't think of a porn parody name, but I know what the show is.
Okay. Well, let me go over to, since you have no porn parody name.
No.
All right. I'm going to go over to Mundane. Mundane, do you have a porn parody?
This is a hard game.
Do you know the show?
I don't.
Oh.
But I think I'm going to get with virtually anything on this.
Okay. It will get easier. You're just thinking of a porn name. And once I start giving you examples, I think it'll get easier for you guys. All right. So we're going to go over to Larocco. You could potentially get 1 point off of this. What show was it at least?
Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Exactly. Now, the example that they would have given you would be Buffy the Vampire Layer. That would be the porn title. So, and that's a real DVD too. Also, that's Buffy the Vampire Layer. It's really out there.
I for some strange reason, I hit a wall because I was like, Buffy, that'd be an easy thing to work off of, but then I didn't think Layer.
Yep. So Buffy the Vampire Layer. Now, to be fair, that was kind of a practice round, right? We've never done this. It's an original game. So does that kind of make a little bit more sense now of what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Okay. So Buffy the Vampire Layer, that was one. Here's your next one. Okay. This one, I'm going to read the description. So this is one of the most important World War II films of our time and a winner of 5 Academy Awards. Blank is a seemingly routine DVD, but it packs a big punch. Let's see. Making a featurette that is both an informative history lesson on D-Day and a story of Spielberg's fascination with war. Into the Breach includes, now Into the Breach is just a bonus feature. It's not an actual thing. Includes interviews with D-Day survivors as well as Spielberg and his father, and spotlights his early student war films, blah, 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 blah. That's enough. 30 seconds on the clock.
I got this.
Now, I saw Mundane get a little frustrated, but LaRocco seems confident.
Yes, I got it.
5 seconds. Ooh. By the way, I would say take a look at the chat because someone in the chat did get the description right.
I'm in.
Okay. LaRocco, I'm going to give you first shot at it. Remember, it's not a first two kind of thing. So, LaRocco, I guess, what's the movie? Do you know the movie?
Well, I was going to say Sucking Ryan's Private.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Sucking Ryan's Private. I like it. You're just alternating. Okay. And the movie was clearly Saving Private Ryan. That was the movie. Mundane, what do you got?
You know, I'm going to go with one of the ones that was commented and go with Saving Ryan's Privates.
Yes. Okay. Okay. LaRocco, what did you say?
Sucking Ryan's Privates.
Sucking Ryan's Privates. And then Mundane said Saving Ryan's Privates. Now, here's the thing. I think, do you want to leave it up to the chat to see who had the better title for the point? You both get 1 point, by the way, which I should probably be writing this down. Keep your own score, please, I guess. I don't have... Oh, wait. Damn, where's my journal? Okay, I don't have it. I guess kind of keep your own score. So I know LaRocco has 1 point from the last one, so he's up to 3 right. Well, potentially he's got 2, potentially 3. Mundane's got kind of 0 right now. So let me give you the example that they gave you, and they gave me a picture too. They go Shaving Ryan's Privates.
Oh, that's good.
And then look, they even give you a little cover.
So I was actually closer to the actual
Yeah.
knockoff.
And then, so I do see in the chat, I do like that one.
Oh, man.
I'll give everyone a couple more seconds while I get up the next one. The example that I found online was Shaving Ryan's Privates. Now, again, they censored out the picture and stuff like that, but it was, I mean, it's there. It's a DVD you can buy. But I think yours was kind of better, LaRocco, than the one that I had here. So
thank you. I'm made for that industry.
Sucking Ryan's Privates. Oh man, see, we got to be good at something in life. We're this is it. And little do our listeners know, we're really roundtabling. This is something we're saving up for. So, not to suck Ryan's Privates, but to make a movie. To make a movie. To be clear. To be clear. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good one. I don't know if either of you. Okay. All right. So here's the movie description. So the movie description: the best-selling suspense novel by late author Robert Ludlum comes to the screen for a second time following the 1988 made-for-TV movie. I'll say this. I'll be nice. Matt Damon stars as Blank, a barely alive amnesiac with a pair of bullet wounds in his back, pulled from the Mediterranean by Italian fishermen. Blank's only clue to his own identity is a bank account number etched on a capsule implanted in his body. Okay? That's the description. 30 seconds.
I got it.
Seconds. All right. What are we looking at for answers? We'll go over to Mundane on this one first. For starters, I guess, do you know the name of the movie?
I do. It's the Bourne Identity.
Okay, so Bourne Identity gets a point for that. What did you come up with as far as a porn title?
Don't really have one.
Oh,
I was trying to come up with something, but didn't happen.
Larocco, I think I figured it out. Mundane, can your girlfriend hear you right now?
No.
Can she hear us right now?
No.
Larocco, I think he doesn't want to say porn names out loud.
Yeah. So I say the Porn Identity.
Ooh, oh my God. Oh, well, okay. So Mundane, you get a point no matter what. So you're at 2. Larocco's at 3. I don't know. I didn't even account for this. Is that a bonus point if you get it right to the one you can actually buy? The Porn Identity is exactly what I have right here as an example. So
Boom.
They have the Porn Identity.
That should be like 4 points.
I wouldn't say 4. I mean, I'd give you 1 extra. I mean,
baby.
I'd give you like 1 extra. So I would throw out there 3. And if you nail exactly what I have here, it's got to be spot on. I mean, nothing I can do about that. So I'll give you 3 on that one. And then I guess Larocco takes that, unless anyone in the chat has any issues with it. Marie also says bonus point too. She goes bonus point because he actually nailed it.
Look at that. And Mike Beesnuts is the voice of the people, right?
He is the voice of the people. So I guess ultimately whatever he says.
These Nor'easterners, you know what I'm saying? He knows. He knows what's up.
Trying to like his comment. There we go. All right. So Porn Identity. So Mundane, you get 1. So you're up to 2 points. Larocco, I think that puts you at 5, right?
That puts me at 6.
5. I think it's 5.
No, because I got the first point. I got 1 because I named the film.
Okay.
Then the round after that,
okay,
it was 3-1 because I got the 2 points. And now you're saying I get 3 points, right?
3 because you nailed it spot on.
Yeah, it's the 1.
Example.
1 plus 2 plus 3.
Okay.
This for the title?
No, it's not, unfortunately. Title won't be on the line until Mundane's back in the
title, baby.
Like I said, the title won't be on the line until Mundane's back in the studio, which will be next week. So you guys will all get to see him physically hand that title belt to me. And to be fair, I'm keeping it clean, but I'm really not looking at it because it's not my title. So
the voice of the people said give him 4.
Give him 4. No, not happening. 4 is way out of the line. All right, here's the next one. Next movie description. This one's going to be a little harder. This was a live action movie, so I will give you that. However, it's probably not one that either of you have seen. All right, here we go. Matthew Broderick stars in a live action adaptation of the popular animated series. When a well-meaning but overly trusting security guard is wounded in an explosion created by an evil Dr. Claw, a beautiful scientist named Brenda takes him under her wing and turns him into a crime-fighting dynamo by replacing his limbs with a wealth of gadgets and gimmicks. All right, that's your clue. 30 seconds, come up with a porn title. Boom, that's it. Time's up. And I do believe we're over to Larocco for the beginning of this one. So, Larocco, what do we got? I guess we'll start. Do you know the movie?
Inspector Gadget.
Okay, Inspector Gadget is correct.
And I say inspect her gadget.
Is someone okay? I mean, this is censored again, but that's exactly what I have here. Wait, where does it say it? Yeah, inspect her gadget. That's exactly what I have. Now, to be clear though, it's not a first to get it. So, Mundane, what did you come up with though, honestly?
The exact same thing.
Okay.
That's the only thing that really works there without changing the name entirely.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to trust you on that. I'm going to trust you on that because I think that you might have come up with that. So so each of you would get 3 points on that one then. Okay. Each of you get 3 points. Here's the next one. This is going to be a little bit more, let me see. Gotcha. Okay, I found one. All right, here we go. Let's see. Here's the movie description. So you guys both take 3 points on that because you guys both would have gotten the same thing. And I think I found a better way to ask those questions for you so you're not ruining the answers. So, movie description. He's the best there is. In fact, he's the only one there is. He's blank. Pet detective. On the case to find Miami Dolphins missing mascot and quarterback Dan Marino. That's your clue. 30 seconds. Ten seconds, and I'm pretty confident no one's going to guess this one. They might get the movie. All right. That's it. Time's out. We go over to Mundane on this one first. I guess, Mundane, do you know the movie?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detectives.
Okay. That's correct. So you get a point for the movie. Larocco, would you have known that?
Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Yep.
Okay. Now, Mundane, what do you have for a porn name on this one? Now, I thought you guys were going to get the movie. Almost positive no one's going to get the example porno title that I have. But Mundane.
Ace Ventura, Crack Detectives?
Not a bad one. Not a bad one. Okay. What do you got, Larocco?
I don't have one.
Oh.
Couldn't spin it.
Okay. Mundane, you're very, very close. So what they have is Ass Ventura, Crack Detective. Ass Ventura.
I was so close. Why?
Ass Ventura, Crack Detective is what they gave us. But Mundane, you scoop up 2 points in that. So that gives you one, potentially more, that could go over.
What are we at, 10-6?
Yeah.
Because he got 2 points for that. That was uncontested, so
yeah.
I got 2 points. I got 1. Okay.
Okay. Here's another one. Let me see. Okay, here's a good one. All right, so let's see. Here's the movie description. So this commemorates its 40th anniversary. Disney proudly presents the unforgettable animated classic Blank on Blu-ray for the first time ever. Experience all the fun, thrills, and celebrated music of this legendary adventure with a perfect picture and sound. Join Blank, his trusted companion Little John, and his hilarious band of merry men as they outfox greedy Prince John to save the good people of Nottingham. That is your clue. 30 seconds. Five seconds. All right. We're out. So, Larocco, I think this goes over to you first. Larocco, do you at least know what movie it was?
Robin Hood.
Okay. It was Robin Hood. Mundane, would you have gotten the same thing?
Yeah, I would have gotten the same thing on that.
Okay. Now, Larocco, what is the porn title that you've come up with for Robin Hood?
I don't have one.
Oh, okay.
Hitting the wall again.
All right. Mundane, do you have a porn title for this one?
Rub Her Good?
Ooh. That's not a bad one. Would you say?
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tie to Robin Hood, but I didn't really have anything else. So.
Okay. What'd you say? Rub Her Good?
Yeah. It doesn't really work, but I figured I'd throw something out there.
Okay. Damn, I was really trying to find this. Shit, I didn't take a picture of it. Okay, so you get 2 points on that. So because you didn't get the one that I get. What the example they gave me was Throbbing Hood.
Well, hold on. That actually works, but the only dispute with what he came up with, like I understand he's going uncontested, but it doesn't match the name at all. Like Rub Her Good and Robin Hood don't even.
Okay.
It's not even a match of words. That
Like I said, it's not the greatest. I just threw something out there.
Okay. Yeah, I could see that. It's not, it's not identical. I was going to give you a point. Well, but here's why. So no matter what, if you guess the movie, you get
At that point, it just comes down to what they're wearing in the morning. Okay.
Well, but
if they come out as Robin Hood, it works.
Well,
Yeah,
but
what I'm
but
saying
here's
is with the title, nobody would assume that has anything to do. It's like me saying, okay, crack penetrators.
well, no, but here's why.
There's no link.
Well, but here's what it comes down to. So you guys both get a point for guessing the movie, okay? And then after that, it goes down to who has the best title, unless someone gets it exactly. But Laraco didn't have a title, which defaults to Mundane, so he scoops up 2 no matter what.
Yeah, but the title has no correlation to Robin Hood.
That's okay, because the rule was if none of you get the title,
All right, I want to give a name. Cum Guzzlers.
too late.
Let's ask everybody if Cum Guzzlers.
Too late.
Doesn't.
Mundane, you take 2 points. I don't care what he says.
Oh, this is a robbery.
I said that at the beginning. that
It's going the same way as the video games. It's going the same way, I see.
Hey, remember in the video games, I was the one who got screwed. Let's not forget that.
Oh, what? I was in the lead on both of them.
After I got screwed.
I beat you the whole time.
Anyways, the example they gave me was Throbbing Hood. Throbbing
See,
Hood.
that works because at least Hood's in the name.
Yeah. Okay. Oh,
Well, I could have said Rubber Hood.
Okay, but we're past that point.
Maybe you just misheard me. Maybe that's what I said all along.
All right. Here's the next one. This one is going to be easy. This is going to be no dispute. Here's the description. Remember, I think this could be a movie and a TV show. But let's see. Get reacquainted with Dana Scully, Fox Mulder, and the clever plots dealing with the occult, monsters, urban legends, conspiracy theories, and the rest that made this show an uncanny hit. That is your clue. 30 seconds. Seconds. All right. So I do believe we're on Laraco. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Laraco. Do you know the movie or the show?
The Sex Files.
Ooh. Okay.
Boom.
Mundane, would you have at least known the show?
Yeah, I knew the show, but couldn't you just? Isn't the show's name close enough? You could just call that a porn name as well.
No. Well, no. I mean, you could, but that doesn't count. So you don't have a porn name on this one?
Well, you're on Laraco. Hold up.
No, we're over to you. He gave
No,
me,
you asked me if I knew the actual show. He hasn't said anything for the porn name.
He said the Sex Files.
The Sex Files.
Ah.
You can't tell that's the X Files.
I know, but it's too. I think it's too close.
name.
You didn't change enough of it.
Unlike
Sorry.
Robin Hood and Robin.
I knew the show. I would not have had a
What are
porn
we
name for
writing
that.
poetry here?
And Marie also agrees with you. She goes the Sex Files on that. Mundane, so you didn't have a porn name?
No, I did not.
All right.
I just wanted to get you Laraco.
Now, here's what's going to get Mundane mad is Laraco, the actual DVD you can buy, is it's called The Sex Files.
Wow. So 3
I
points.
kind of assumed that was already going to happen.
Yeah, so. Good job. Good job. All right. Here's your next movie description. Let's take a look at this. Veteran actor Tom Hanks stars as Professor Robert Langdon, whose Parisian lecture tour on feminine symbolism gets him disrupted when he's implicated in a murder at the Louvre. Ultimately, Blank is a thoughtful action film with a refreshingly clear-eyed approach to the world history that may scandalize the closed-minded, but is sure to enlighten those open to new ideas. Apart from my poor reading, 30 seconds. 30 seconds. All right, we're over to Mundane on this one first. Mundane, did you at least know the name of the movie?
The Da Vinci Code, but I could be a complete dick right now because Laraco already kind of commented with a porn name for that.
Okay.
But I wasn't going to use that just for lack of anything better. Actually, the only thing in my head was the Vagina Codes.
Okay, but it's something. It's something. All right, Laraco, what do you got over there?
The Da Vinci Load.
The Da Vinci Load.
I could have stolen it. He literally commented it before the 30 seconds was up.
You could have.
That was nice.
You could have. And now here's the other thing too. The actual video that you can buy is the Da Vinci Load. So that you can.
Rocco's like, yep.
You can actually buy the Da Vinci Load. So for everyone who might be interested in that, Laraco, are you more amazed or what's the deal here?
Anything I'm going to say right now is going to be incriminating. So I'm watching what I say as far as my personality and experience goes. But I've read thousands of these parody names, and I have a feeling I kind of know where they go with it.
Yeah. All right, we've got time for probably one more. All right. So, and I have more. I got a bunch of these. Probably did way more research than I needed to, is what I'm learning. So, but we've got a bunch of these. All right, here's the description. Based on an epic masterpiece, J.R.R. Tolkien, Blank, directed by Peter Jackson, starring Elijah Wood, Sean Astin, Ian McKellen, and Ian Holm, includes 2-disc set, reveals the secrets behind the production, blah, 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 blah. It's a quest for the ring, and it takes place in Middle-earth. That is your description. 10 seconds. All right. This is it. We go over to, I believe, Laraco on this one.
I got Lord of the Rumps.
Oh, okay. Mundane, you have a chance on this one. You got a chance on this one.
Okay.
It is, so, Laraco, what movie do you think it is?
Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings. You said Lord of the...
I got that too.
You said Lord of the Rumps. Okay. So it is Lord of the Rings. All right. Mundane, what porno title do you have? Laraco's got Lord of the Rumps.
Lord of the G-Strings.
Ooh, that could be a good one too. Now, you guys did not nail the actual movie that you can buy, so it goes down to the people watching on Facebook. Do you want Lord of the Rumps to get the point on that one, or do you want Lord of the G-Strings, which very creative, Mundane. The example that you can actually buy, it seems like this was a hit sequel because you can buy, where is it? You can buy Horror of the Rings 2 on DVD.
So I'm just going to put it out there that my dad has literally been texting in porn parody names this whole time. And for this one, he said Load of the Kings.
Ooh, I like that. That's very, very similar to the actual nuance of how you would say that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I guess I'm going to take a look at the chat right now. And I don't understand that comment, but that's okay.
We can't vote for Crystal. I know she had a really good one, but
wait.
It's got to be one of us.
Ooh,
Come on.
I totally missed that. So someone in the chat actually goes Lord of the Cock Rings. That is
Crystal voted for mine, and then Marie voted for Crystal, so I think that's 2 towards mine.
By the way, I see Crystal has more.
Rocco's like, no.
I see Crystal has more thumbs up than all of you.
But Crystal did vote for mine, so all those thumbs up go to me.
Okay, so we got Lord of the G-Strings. Only thing I'm seeing in the chat. So that point does go to Mundane.
Oh man, Marie, you're definitely not getting.
But that's it. So as far as our radio audience, so everyone on Facebook, bear with me 1 second. Everyone on the radio, we want to thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. It's been a fun show. We will be back next Friday where Mundane will be back in the studio and I will be. All right. And we're back live, real time. So that was a flashback of when we were playing Porno Roundtable. And the reason that got brought up, so when we watched not Wizard of Oz last week, that was something that came up. I said I was going to find it. So I did. And now again, for anyone who does not know what we're talking about when we say not the Wizard of Oz, it was, we went and we watched the, literally what we just did, the parody version of Wizard of Oz. And that was just on our website. So if you hover over the listen/watch, go to site exclusive videos, and it will bring you to, again, this is kind of, it's a full length thing. It's uncut. So anything that is kind of a little bit more risque or kind of, edgy, we're going to be pushing to our website. So we're trying to move a little bit away from Facebook where they have control and it's getting worse and worse. So we've made that change. And again, so everything is free right now for our listeners. There's some new series up there and everything. Go check it out. We're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to be going into viral videos. And then the last segment, which honestly, I'm really excited to get to it. It's earworms. And what an earworm is there's songs that will get stuck in your head. I got some good ones. I got some from video games. I got some from kids shows. I've got one that we used during the Hot Sauce Challenge. And I've got a bunch. So it's good. I'm not sure which one's going to get stuck in your head, but we got a lot of stuff to get to. We're going to take a commercial break. We will be right back. This is the After Hours Show. What I want to do, I make money, get fame, meet girls, spit game. Not really, well, I'm kind of a nerd. Actually, with my BB gun, I think I killed a baby bird. That's gangsta. That's crazy, right? Now Peter can't go and handle my thug life. He's crazy, but not all the time. Only when it's convenient for me to make a little rhyme. And you can't be mad, cause I'm being myself. I'm not here for the fame, I'm not here for the wealth. And if you catch me outside, I'm just living the dream. And only certain people know exactly what that means. Hey, don't know what that just know that I'm going with the dream. Don't know what that means. I just know that I'm going with the dream. Everybody's gonna be coming for more, like they don't know what's coming, like they don't know what's in store. So everybody's going down to the rat race, and they look in the mirror and they see a disgrace. Like, oh damn, 9 to 5, is that really gonna go and keep me alive? Well, we don't really know, but you do what you do, and just to stay alive, you prove what you prove. So look at me, man, I'm living the life. It doesn't mean I'm making money or I have to be high. Now everybody's looking like I went and told a lie, but nah, man, this is how I live my life. And straight up, dog, I'm just living the dream, cause I'm doing what I love and you watching my stream. So everybody go and just put your hands up. Everybody do just what you love. I don't know what that means. I just know that I'm going with the dream. I don't know what that means. I just know that I'm going with the dream.
The After Hours Show is heard all around the world, whether they like it or not. Now you can be heard too.
This is the story you've heard about.
Advertise with the show for a low cost. Check out our site for more information. TheAfterHoursShow.com, your one stop for everything show related.
It's turkey time. It's turkey time.
Hi, this is Nappa.
And I'm Vegeta, Prince of all science.
And We here at Kermit Ballsy and After Hour Comedy want to wish you and your family a very, very happy Thanksgiving.
Don't be a fat ass like Napa over here and eat all the fucking turkey!
You know, sometimes I just can't help me and my turkey craving. I crave that turkey like Kermit craves Miss Piggy's booty. Talk about some bacon.
Oh, Napa! Oh! We're not trying to make people sick, we're trying to wish them a happy Thanksgiving, you fucker! Oh, God! What the fuck you have to say that? Oh, fuck!
Hey, Vegeta, you want to know what I'm thankful for?
Oh my fucking God, Napa, what is it? What could you possibly be thankful for?
I'm thankful for My Little Pony and Rainbow Dash and Kermit and Miku and you, Vegeta.
Napa, that is the most retarded thing I've ever heard you say in my life. Actually, no, second most retarded. We're not gonna go with the first most retarded.
So, we're not gonna tell them about the time that I stuffed your turkey?
Napa, that has never happened before. And literally, that is the most retarded thing I have ever heard you say in my goddamn life, Napa!
And I love you too, Vegeta. Guess what? We're spending Thanksgiving at Mom and Nappa's.
God damn it, Napa!
Well, it looks like Nappa and Vegeta are going to have a very happy Thanksgiving. And we here at After Hour Comedy want to wish you and your family a very happy Thanksgiving as well. And remember, if your relatives ask about you and your relationship status, just tell them to suck a turkey leg.
It's turkey time. Yeah, it's turkey time. It's turkey time.
Welcome back to the After Hours Show. The phone lines are open at 407-536-9994. And if you know any special guests that you would like to hear on the show, send them our way, because here's what other guests are saying.
That was kind of confirmed when I was looking at your website, and there's a picture. Okay, and in this picture, there's a beer can, there's some hairspray, and there's a hairdryer.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, well, hair bands of the 80s, right?
With the, people usually just ask me the same questions, and it was kind of funny because I'm so used to just, I've been answering them so many times. I'm just used to just, it's the same verbiage that you keep producing. All of a sudden I realized that, shit, I gotta take a break. What am I actually saying?
This is so crazy. Like, I love that you're asking me these questions.
That's what we do, man.
Did your research for real.
And I guess from time to time, they can even be nice.
When you do make your next video, let me know. I'm going to send you an After Hours Show shirt. And I want to see that in the video.
Oh, you got a deal. Heck yeah. I love t-shirts, man.
Yeah, well,
you had me at shirts.
Yeah, we'll have to send you some.
Aw, well, thank you. If I was there in your presence right now, I would just give you a big old hug and maybe a kiss.
Okay, well.
Speaking in tongues, it's so funny that you asked me about that. I'm so it's like, oh my God, I'm speaking in tongues. I can't believe it.
Well, apparently you keep getting good reviews, so they keep coming back. And for all of our listeners, welcome back to the show.
Well, good. I'm glad that we could kind of break that trend for you and make it a little bit interesting for you too.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
So thank you so much for having me. This was a great interview.
Well, I want to thank you for having me. I think you're so great, and you know what? I love meeting new people, and I love doing these interviews, and especially with cool people like you. So thanks so much for having me.
There you go. See, now I owe you a hug.
Aw, and a kiss, right?
Sure, yeah.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the After Hours Show. Mark Hamill here from After Hour Comedy, also from Declassified, which new episode every Tuesday, and we made it even easier for people to find everything that we're doing. Like, for example, it's either on afterhourcomedy.com or it's on my YouTube, which is just After Hour Comedy on YouTube. I guess that's how you say that. And it's so easy. And part of the reason that I started putting everything on YouTube is I was like, look, let's make it super easy for people. All you got to do is go to After Hour Comedy on YouTube, subscribe, And boom, you're going to get everything. You're going to get the After Hours show for free. You're going to get Declassified for free. You're going to get the Declassified series, which is the full-length episodes. You're going to get all kinds of stuff, and it's all for free. And you can thank our sponsors for that. Loot Crate, Coors Light, AstroCartoons.com, Audio Boom, and then all the other networks that we're on, Amazon, iTunes, Google Play, you name it, we're there. So let's get into this. We're going to start talking viral videos. We got some good ones, and this first one is a commercial. This is a commercial for hearing aids. We're going to play it, and I'll break it down after. Enjoy.
Thanks for having us this weekend, Mrs. Garcia.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Of course, and thank you guys for these gorgeous flowers. So thoughtful.
All right, now let me break this down for radio listeners. We're looking at, I assume, a family, so a mom, a dad, and then there's the daughter. The daughter is, let's just say they're there for the holidays, and she brought her boyfriend. And now the daughter is going to be whispering something to the boyfriend, but, you know, we're guys, so we're kind of not really the smartest. And she's trying to whisper something to her boyfriend, and he's just not getting it. So she keeps whispering it. And remember, again, the scene, boyfriend, daughter, mom, dad.
Hey, did you bring the condoms?
What's up?
Condoms. Condor. Condor. Why would I say condoms?
Condoms, Charlie. She wants to know if you brought any condoms.
Okay, so let me break this down. What's going on is, so you heard the daughter right there whispering. She's like, did you bring the condoms? Okay. And I don't know what for, but.
Oh, you mean anal?
So she's whispering, did you bring the condoms? And then I guess Charlie is the name. He's like, what? Condor? And then she's like, what? Why would I say condor, right? Remember, this is a commercial, and it's a commercial for hearing aids. Apparently the dad is wearing the hearing aids, and he heard everything. But the look on the daughter's face is priceless.
What's up?
Condoms. Condor. Condor. Why would I say condoms?
Condoms, Charlie. She wants to know if you brought any condoms.
Oh, you mean anal?
That works so well.
Oh, you mean anal?
Yeah, I brought some.
Eargo, a virtually invisible hearing
All
loss
right.
solution with high quality sound.
All right, and now it goes into the commercial part or whatever. I don't even know if that's a real commercial. It's probably not. I'm just going to say. But then you never know, right? Like, so the Trojan Man condoms, those are way out there. But anyways, so apparently they work. And they're like little earbuds you put in. But I see in the comments, oh, where was it? I saw something, and it might have gotten blocked. I don't even know. But Jen goes, oh, they meant anal. And then you nailed that one. No, they did.
Oh, you mean anal?
Yep.
Butt slam!
All right, so that was that. That was a commercial. I thought it was a good one. It kind of caught me off guard right there, but it's good. It does the job, right? The hearing aids work. Now, we're getting closer to the holidays, and the holidays. You know, I'm gonna jump the gun here, so bear with me, people. We haven't even hit Thanksgiving yet. All right, Thanksgiving is in like a week and a half or 2 weeks or whatever it is, end of the month, right? I'm going to jump the gun. I'm going to go to like mall Santas, all right? We know Mundane hates mall Santas, but here's a video. And this video and all the videos we're talking about are on afterhourcomedy.com. But this is public access TV, and they're doing like an interview with a mall Santa and two elves, okay? Now, these two elves are, I'm just going to throw it out there, they're probably crackheads. And this mall Santa is definitely an alcoholic because this segment starts, this interview starts, and it goes downhill quickly. I'll break it down for radio listeners as I need to. All right, remember, public access TV, by the way.
Merry Christmas! It's time to talk to Santa!
By the way, you can tell public access TV because, by the way, that voice.
Girls and boys, call 459-4881 and tell
Don't worry, we will try to call this number at some point.
Well, we got here. I didn't think we were going to be able to. We have Carly with us. We have Stevie with us as our elves. And I came down, and Rudolph got really upset with all this rain you got here in Grand Rapids. But I want
Okay, now, by the way, so Grand Rapids, what is that, Michigan? That was just a guess. But now, okay, these two elves, we need to break this down. So for anyone who can't see this, they're grown adults, literally look like crackheads. The one on the right looks like a crackhead. The one on the left just looks like she's getting paid and she's purely only there for the money. Santa's like, well, Santa's got a chip on his shoulder. I don't know I don't know what happened to Santa, but he's a little pissed, and he's like, I didn't know we were gonna get here. Like that's like a jab at the producer right there. Well, I didn't know we were gonna even do this segment because you were so bad at your job, kind of thing. But it continues. So Santa's the guy. The elves are 2 females, I'm assuming, and they just know they're grown adults, and they look like they're hitting the wacky tobacco.
I want you to know that I got here just the same because I stopped by the Ford company and I picked up a 150. But I'll tell you this, I put a big
everyone loves Santa in his Ford F-150.
red nose on the front end of that vehicle to get here. And I drove right in through the rain. And on the way, I picked up Carly.
Okay, let me break that down. All right, so Santa went on the way to this shoot, picked up a Ford F-150, put Rudolph's red nose on the front of his truck, was driving, saw Carly on the side of the road, which is now an elf, picked her up, and...
That's right. Santa, are you getting paid by Ford to advertise them?
No, it's just a good car.
What about Rudolph? You play
Rudolph
favorites with him all the time.
I always liked Rudolph, but
you know who I like the best?
Who?
Blitzen. He's very underrated, and he can guide your sleigh tonight.
What do you like about
cares
Blitzen?
about
Such a
red?
stoner right there. So that female you're hearing is one of the elves. She's like, I like Blitzen, probably because she's blitzed out of her mind. And she like what? This elf is talking back to Santa, right? Like, so Santa, you gotta keep your pimp hand strong. Well, that was loud.
No.
Sounds like the name of a heavy metal band.
Blitzen?
Blitzen.
Blitzen. It's a blistering Blitzen, huh? That other lovely young lady over there came all the way up from New Orleans.
Hi.
That's Stevie. I was actually down in Houston.
You know, Stevie, the elf from New Orleans. All right. Okay, so apparently Blitzen is the favorite of this other elf. Santa picked up Carly on the way to the shoot, and then we don't know how Stevie got here, but she's from New Orleans, so when she's not making, gifts and things like that, she's probably down there at Mardi Gras.
Just last week, and I come by there to pick her up because she's been doing a lot of work, haven't you, Stevie?
What's with you in Houston too? You play favorites with the cities.
Okay, this elf is she's pissed at the world. But also Santa is so redneck. He literally said, "I come down," and that's something that rednecks say. "I'll come down, I-45," and I don't know the rest of that, but he said, "I come down," and you can tell. I'm surprised Santa's outfit doesn't have camo on it.
I gotta go around all the little cities.
But do we have to? I thought we weren't going in.
Actually, I was going to go.
We weren't going there.
I was going into Denver today.
Everyone in Houston is naughty.
But
we
Denver,
were crossing that off.
But Denver, I couldn't
Oh
get
my
in.
God, everyone in Houston is naughty. All right, but why? Okay, sorry, Houston listeners. I guess you're all naughty. You're on the naughty list for doing bad things.
Oh, you mean anal?
Because of the storms, and Rudolph would not go in those storms, so
That's
I had
right.
a trade-off.
A lot of flash flood warnings. We need some
Flash
freezing.
floods, freezing.
Oh goodness!
Freezing rain.
Pellets of snow. Pellets that are
There's cascade down
gray.
a mountain of ice this Christmas.
Cascading snow.
Well, are you?
By the way, Santa hates himself. Like you could slowly see the barrel coming up.
Are you elves ready to take down some toys that these children want?
Santa.
Okay.
I'm going to take it down. Is Brittany first? What does that say? Britnary or Brittany?
Oh my God! Apparently, elves can't read either. They're trying to read the teleprompter.
Are you on the line with us, Brittany?
It's binary.
Hello, Brittany.
1001.
Well, I guess I think Brittany. I heard that Brittany was on the telephone, but I don't hear her.
Brittany, where you at? Talk to us.
Oh my God.
How about?
Come on, Brittany, call back.
I think there's a Jacob on the line someplace too. We got either one.
What is he just calling out names? Is there a Jacob on the line? Oh no, they're gonna talk to kids. That was a kid's voice.
Hello.
Hi.
And who is this speaking?
Brittany.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Santa.
Carly's got something she wants to tell you about.
Totally threw it off.
I don't have anything to tell you, but rather I'm asking you what you want for Christmas. That is, if you've been good.
What a depressing elf. I'm asking you what you want for Christmas. I mean, if you've been good, I can't promise.
Okay, give it a shot.
I want some rollerblades.
A rollerblades?
Yeah.
What kind? Do you want the 4-wheel or the 3-wheel? The 3-wheel are faster, but you
Four.
like that. 4.
Four.
They're safer. I used 3 wheels once and I crashed into a ditch.
What?
What else would you like for Christmas?
A doll.
A doll?
What kind of doll? Cabbage Patch Kids?
No.
What do you think that's dated? What do you want, like a Bratz doll?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Like, oh, this elf is so pissed. I see in the comments and goes, what was it? She's a grumpy, woke elf. Probably. This elf hates her life, hates her job. The kid sent something and then she's like, really? Like, that's what you want?
How'd I know?
How do you know about this stuff? I'm stuck in the past.
Before we get to Jacob or any other child, I have some guidelines to lay down.
Oh, shit.
Anyone who has an exotic or long name that is like 4 or more syllables, make up a fake one because we don't want to deal with that this year.
Oh my God. This is going downhill really quickly. Like, so you have an elf saying, okay, look, if you're going to call in, don't say this. We don't want to hear it. I think she said we don't care.
Can be like the @ symbol.
Right.
Or
an asterisk.
Also, because last year, judging by last year.
Hello.
Hi.
What would you like for Christmas?
A Brat doll.
A Brat doll. All the Britneys want Bratz dolls.
Another
Come on,
Brat
let's get
doll.
creative. You want some golf clubs or a Nintendo set?
Yeah.
You're pretty agreeable.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh my God.
It's me, Donovan.
Hi, Donovan.
Your name's Donovan, like the 70s, like
Hi.
musician?
Are you feeling mellow yellow?
Santa.
Yeah.
Okay, now I got to show. The elves have completely taken over the show at this point. Santa hates his life. He's looking at it. One of the elves is kicked back with a coffee mug. Pretty sure there's not coffee in there.
What's up, Donovan?
Good.
Good, me too.
What do you want for Xmas?
I want a skateboard.
You want a fly car?
A skateboard?
Yeah.
What brand? Anything in specific? Because if you don't specify, then Santa is going to get you a rather cheap one that bends.
What?
So you better...
Like, what the? Okay. I like it, though. That's kind of a funny description. Apparently, Santa is a little cheap, is what I'm learning.
specify what kind of brand you want.
But now in hindsight, I don't think there's any kids listening right now. Is that a jab at the parents? That might be a jab at the parents.
I do that. I would not get you a bad one.
What do you want for Christmas, Carly?
I want a jock strap with a tennis ball.
You know what I'm buying myself for Christmas?
What?
A gold tooth. It's my initial.
Oh my god. Okay, now those are the elves talking. So a jock strap with a tennis ball? Like what? One of the elves said a gold tooth, by the way. This is going downhill very, very quickly.
I want a full grill.
I'll give
I
you
want
one.
a Scrabble board made out of platinum. And I want Cheetos covered in green sauce.
If you're like me, kids, you might live in an impoverished area where they sell grills for $40 at this thing called Beauty Supply right down the street, right next to the Shell station.
You see,
By the way, now radio listeners, I gotta break this down. This whole entire, like the last 30 seconds of what you heard as far as the talking, they've had the camera just on Santa, and Santa hates his life. Like Santa's looking around, he's just looking offset. Like, can we go? Like, can we wrap this up? This is bad.
Miss Stevie.
Everyone calls you Sugar there. It's
Sugar,
amazing.
Sugar darling, because Miss Stevie is from the South. She lives in a FEMA trailer. Okay, I'm not playing games. Like, she's from New Orleans.
Nowlands. Everything's covered in gray.
That's where the little children drink 40s on the street. Everything goes there. 40 ounces.
By the way, remember, so these are the elves talking.
40 ounces of fun this Christmas season.
Okay, do we have anybody else on the phone?
I hope so.
There you
How
go,
are
Santa.
What do you want for Christmas?
I want some video games.
What kind? What one?
Oh my God, excuse me, Jacob.
Any kind.
Any kind? No, you want
like old
something.
School, like, do you like Super Mario World?
Yeah.
Or
I
do you?
love that game. I can beat every level. In like a day.
Santa's
like
so
the OG
pissed. So
Nintendo.
pissed.
A punching bag.
Punching bag.
Why do you want a punching bag, Jacob?
Because he likes to punch.
I want one.
So I don't hit my brother.
That's a real no shit Sherlock moment right there. I want a punching bag. Why do you want a punching bag? Because he likes to punch. Okay.
That's
you-
amazing. You gotta take out that aggression in a
To
positive
deter
way.
violence against a sibling. That's a really good method, Jacob. That's good anger management.
And a mini motorcycle.
A mini
A
motorcycle.
mini motorcycle with real
Want any
motor?
CDs?
Yeah.
What kind? What do you listen to?
See the comments. Santa's ready to give up on everything. Yeah, pretty much.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Who, yes, you.
You like Young Jeezy? Yeah. Me too. He's on my ringtone. I'm not even kidding. My Hood. Do you know that song?
Yeah.
Okay, now like there's certain points in this, radio listeners, where you can see Santa start to open his mouth like he's gonna cut him off, and then he's like, you know what, F my life is kind of what he's saying.
Time I do.
Okay, that's really nice. We appreciate what you got to say and the things you want. Is there anybody else there that wants to talk with Santa?
Where's the sister?
Hi.
Hi. Then what would you like to have for Christmas?
A brat head in the trampoline.
A brat, and what else?
A brat head in the trampoline.
Uh-huh.
You better get safety nets so you don't break your neck. You need net. You need a net on the outside of that. It's very dangerous.
Santa's gonna give it to you, but you're gonna die and be a paraplegic. Good news is there's a type of Olympics you can play in.
Recently on one. It saved me many times.
A net can save. Just get a net for your
Have
trampoline.
you done trampoline work
My thigh
before?
just jiggled.
No.
You just like that, huh?
Yeah.
I understand that. Carlos is on the line. Hello, Carlos.
Carlos.
Hello?
Hey, Carlos.
¿Cómo estás?
Oh, jeez.
Yes, and what do you want for Christmas, Carlos?
A trampoline.
You want a trampoline also?
Oh my God, it's so popular. It's all get
How-
Sam's Club memberships.
And how old are you?
These elves, granted, they're completely wasted. But did you hear that? Oh my God, everyone wants trampolines. Let's all get Sam's Club memberships. Like, what?
I'm 12.
Huh?
I'm 12.
You're 12. Well, you can handle a trampoline all right.
Do you listen to Young Jeezy too?
Have you played on a trampoline before?
Yeah.
Can you do a backflip?
Yeah, I can do a double.
A double. Well, that is pretty
you get
amazing.
extra stocking stuffers for that ability.
And how many times have you fallen off a trampoline?
Too many?
Check this out. How do you like the 6th grade?
Are you in 7th?
7th grade, maybe.
7th grade.
7th grade, all right.
That is a rough year if you're not like popular.
You just gotta blaze through that one.
What?
Don't worry, you'll block.
Did she just say you got to blaze through that? Like, I'm not even entirely sure what that means. I can guess. I don't entirely know.
Out the bad crap later.
Well, I think you should get a trampoline. Are you going to go out for sports?
He's 12, he's not special.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Hello?
Hello.
Hi.
Hey,
What's your name?
Kevin?
Kevin.
Ken.
How come your brother got the sweet name and you just got Kevin?
I don't know.
I'm sorry, I'm just kidding. That's a cool name.
All right.
By the way, one, the kids sound like they're just getting older and older. Two, they're not even putting the camera on the elves anymore. The camera is 100% on Santa the entire time.
What do you want for Christmas, Kevin?
I don't know.
You must know, because you... Come on. Look at this. Look at this, Kevin.
Oh my God. All right, let me break this down. All right, so she's got her coffee mug, and we've already established there's probably alcohol in there. Like, they're good 98%. And she's taking the bell that's on her hat, dipping it in her coffee, and just jiggling it around. She's like, take a look at this, Kevin, or whatever his name was. And she's just shaking her head. The other one's laughing. They're completely wasted.
Just for you, Kevin.
Kevin, you want to hang out later?
I'm out of
So
water.
what did you want for Christmas, and how old are you? 14, you say?
No, I'm 12.
You're 12 also?
Are you guys
You are
fraternal
not
What are
twins
you,
or something?
twins?
Wait, are you
not
lying?
even.
Is this all a ruse? Are you lying just to be on television?
You're not even 12, Kevin.
Kevin, you sound awful.
Okay, now, like, we heard the elves, like, literally fall off a cliff. Like, they just dove, like, mood. Like, so we saw the high. Now they're coming down. And I see the comments. They're tripping. They probably are. Definitely alcohol in that coffee mug, though.
You're secretly 20.
All right.
Have a good Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Happy
Ho, ho, ho,
Christmas
ho. Do we have any little children wanting to call in? Find out what they want for Christmas?
Who's got
Ho,
something
ho,
they
ho,
want for
ho, ho.
Christmas? I do. We will just at least listen to what it is.
We'll take it into consideration.
We'll consider it and think hard about giving it to you.
And I'm so happy that I'm here in Grand Rapids because Grand Rapids is a very nice city.
Oh, enough about Grand Rapids. You know, other cities
Hey.
are pretty sweet.
Oh my God, this is terrible. But however, if I was to watch this now, this is again like public access TV. Like if I was to watch, I would watch this entire thing.
No, they're not.
I think it's time. I think it's time we went to a
You're right.
commercial. You got a commercial up there, or a little break for
Do we
us?
even have any sponsors?
Because we don't have anybody in here.
I mean, music videos to play?
I think we actually do. I think we'll come back with after
Maybe we can
break.
get Jeff to go to a commercial here a minute.
Santa is so done.
Ho, 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 ho. got to go see what our little truck
gonna
is
go check
doing
on
out
Blitzen
there.
since
Listen, and
I'm gonna go grease the wheels to the sleigh.
Blitzen has got a problem, they said.
Okay, anyways, that goes on a little bit further, but I think we've watched that enough. That was public access. Santa, you can call in and talk to Santa. I would definitely call in and talk to that Santa. Now, here's another one. This is a video where a guy is, and I don't know if this is TikTok, YouTube, whatever else is out there. This is a guy making a video, and in the video, he's basically making fun of someone who got locked in a freezer. Now, we're not talking about like in your kitchen at your house. We're talking like industrial. So like if you ever worked in a kitchen, think about how you have those walk-in freezers. Apparently someone got locked in one of those. Now this guy was like, how can you be so stupid to get locked into a freezer? We're going to play this video and then we'll go back and I'll break it down for the radio listeners.
I just saw this news article where this guy got locked in the freezer at work and he sued for over $300,000. I'm trying to figure out how the hell you get locked in the freezer. Listen, check this out, y'all.
Okay, so he just walked in
I'm
a
gonna
freezer.
lock myself in here. As you can see, this mother won't open. Now let me show you how to get out. See this button right here? You press it in, and you put. Woo! All right, so that don't work all the time. So maybe his ass got stuck for real.
Okay, let me go break this down. So basically what you heard was the guy walked into the freezer, closed the door on himself. So he essentially was locking himself in the freezer. And then that kind of hitting you heard, that was him banging on the door. And then he goes and he proceeds to explain, this little button right here, you push this button, it's an emergency latch or whatever. It opens the door and you can go. Well, what happens was when he goes and when he pushes that latch, the door didn't open. And there is a split second where the look on his face is like, oh, crap. And it's pretty funny. And then it does open and he does get out. So I'll play it again. Radio listeners, now that you know kind of what's going on, I'll break it down. I'll play by play it.
I just saw this news article where this guy got locked in the freezer at work and he sued for over $300,000.
Okay, so now this guy's making a video. He's going down. I guess you could say he's almost trying to debunk it.
I'm trying to figure out how the hell you get locked in the freezer. Listen, check this out, y'all.
Okay, now at this point he walked in the freezer. Now the camera angle kind of changed. Now he's in the freezer and he's closing the door on himself. All right.
Myself in here. As you can see.
Okay, so now he's hitting the door, proving that it's really shut. And this is where he goes and he explains the emergency latch or the emergency release.
This mother won't open. Now let me show you how to get out. See this button right here? You press it in, and you put.
Okay, now right there where you hear him kind of stutter, he wasn't even looking at the door. He's like, this, you push it in, and then when it didn't work, that's when he kind of pauses, he stutters, and then he looks at the door and he's like, and then he eventually. He hits the door hard enough to where it just forces it open. Door's not meant to open like that, but yeah, he genuinely almost got locked in the freezer.
And you put. Woo! All right, so that don't work all the time. So maybe his ass got stuck for real.
Okay. Oh man, that's a good one. I do see a comment over there. It says, "Oh my God, one of the cooks blocked the door of ours while I was in there as a joke. I flipped the F out and was straight panicking and was pissed." Yeah, so it happens. It does happen. So that's a funny one. Now I've got one more video that I'm going to show everyone. I lied. I got two quick ones. This is one now, radio listeners. I'm going to break it down before we play it because they added some music over it. This is called Instant Karma. All right. Now this guy and I know no matter what city you're listening in right now, and I saw a lot of new listeners on here as well. So whatever city you're in, this would apply, right? You're driving, there's those people that don't stop. Like they think they have the right of way and they will literally walk right in front of traffic. Well, this is one of those. The guy walks right in front of a car. The guy walking didn't have the right of way. And then he starts yelling at the guy in the car. Well, instant karma happens. We're going to play the video. And you're going to hear some music, but radio listeners, that's the setup. I'm going to go down and I'll break it down after we watch it one time. Here we go. So the guy walks out in front of the car. Now he's yelling. Okay. All right, so let me break this down one more time for the radio listeners. I didn't want to ruin the surprise for anyone who is watching. All right, so the guy walks out in front of a moving car. All right, so I'm going to go back right here, and you hear George of the Jungle playing. But the guy walks out in front of a moving car, and now he's starting to yell at the car. He's pointing at the car, and he walks right into a post. And then once he walks in the post, like, it's one of those things where, like, you know when you get hurt, and instead of crying or saying ow or whatever, you just get pissed? That's what happened to this guy. So he walks across the street yelling at the car, and he's not even looking at where he's walking, walks right into a light post, and then he gets pissed, and then he starts yelling at the car even more. Let me go back one more time.
George of the jungle, strong as he can be.
All right, so he starts yelling.
Watch out for that tree.
Bam! Hits the light post. Now he's yelling at the car again while the guy's laughing. Oh, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. There's one more video that I am going to show everyone real quick. This is one that kind of blew my mind. I don't know. I've never thought about it, never really experienced it. We're here in Florida. I mean, I've seen alligators. I've seen whatever. I mean, that's not really out of the norm for where we are. And I'm sure everyone else at a zoo at some point has seen an alligator or whatever. But I've never heard one growl. And what you're going to hear right here is you're going to hear an alligator really close to a camera. Not sure how it got that close, but it growls. So what you're hearing right now is an alligator. All right, here it is. Listen. Sounds like a lion, right? Like, that's bonkers. That is absolutely bonkers. All right, so I don't know. I don't know why that was so amazing to me. I've never heard it. So that blew my mind. I know some people are probably like, "It sounds like when I went to the bathroom." If I had a plopping noise. But that's an alligator. All right, that's an alligator, people. So what we're going to be doing right now is we are going to be switching over. So radio listeners, again, you have nothing different that you need to do. Just stay listening, and you're going to get everything. We are switching over to afterhourcomedy.com. Let me break it down. So anyone who's watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch, here's what you need to do, all right? So you need to go to afterhourcomedy.com, hover over the listen/watch, go down to site exclusives. That is where we are going to be streaming. All right. So we're going to be streaming this next and last segment, which is the earworm segment. So the reason we're doing it on the website is because Facebook will instantly hate this. But we're going to be playing songs that are catchy, that are going to get stuck in your head. This is a custom list I put together. Trust me, it's a good one. I've been looking forward to this segment all night. So kind of head over there, take a look, afterhourcomedy.com. If you're listening on the radio and you want to go back and watch it, just go to afterhourcomedy.com. It will, once we go off air, it will save and it will stay on that website exclusive page. So that's really all you need to kind of know. Just go there, check it out, and then we're going to switch over there. Same thing we did last week. We'll give you a couple minutes to get there. It's going to be a good one. Again, we're going over the earworms. So things that are catchy. I've got some good ones I pulled from video games, from cartoons, from shows, from kids. You know, I say Kids Bop, but it's not really Kids Bop. It's going to be good. So again, we'll give you a couple minutes, switch over, and I will see you guys all on afterhourcomedy.com. Remember, go to the website exclusive videos, and that's where we will continue, and that's where we'll end the show. It works on your phone, on a tablet, on a computer. afterhourcomedy.com. I'll see you guys there.
Even in these chains, you can't stop me. Even in these chains, you can't stop me. Even in these chains, you can't